Kinetics.
What Julie found out was QC Kinetics treats osteoarthritis with regenerative therapies, taking your body's own healing properties and concentrating them in the areas where you feel pain, helping heal and restore those damaged areas. No harmful steroids, surgery, or downtime.
It changed how I'm living. I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
Get back your life before the pain. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rock and roll with you on this Monday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust. He's Kyle Wallace. Say what up, Kyle.
What up? It's Monday.
It is,
back, baby.
And you got, how do I say this correctly? Some tightened weave.
Oh, see, now you gonna get in trouble.
Tightened weave?
You don't know what
That's
weave
your
is.
best shot at it?
I don't even.
Tightened braids.
My dreads got retwisted.
His dreads got retwisted.
I just let me just give you a quick cultural lesson.
I would love one.
I have no weave in my hair. Weave is like extensions. So
okay.
Ad is not your hair. All my hair is all natural, all me. I'm not one of these women or men from California to go get their calves done, their chest done, their buttocks done. No. I'm all natural, boy.
He's Kyle Wallace, all natural.
Damn Skippy.
And our guy, Oatmeal, Brad Nortman. What up, Brad?
What up, guys? Kyle, I learned so much. I mean, just thank you for helping me. I did not know the difference between dreads and a weave. So look at me. I'm learning.
Okay.
I just asked the questions.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
this is quite embarrassing. I don't even know.
For me?
For both of you. I don't know the difference between the dreads and the weave. That's not even. What is funny, though, is my loctician who did my hair yesterday, she did have.
Loctician?
Wait, say that again.
Loctician?
Loctician?
Never heard that before.
Yeah. I mean, you probably have a barber that you go to that does a little clip, and I got a loctician that does a little twist, and she actually had a whole bunch of, like, dreads in her hand that came straight from Africa where they actually dreaded it up and they cut it off somebody's head and they sell it. That would be like getting extensions.
Okay.
You can get weave extensions.
You can't get weave extensions. Weave is fake hair.
How common are, like, dread extension weaves on any given person? I mean, is that common?
I don't think it's too common, but I don't know, man. When I went to Vegas, I didn't know how common it was for people to have their injections in their face and everywhere else. I didn't know that. So I live in a little box here in the Midwest, so I'm not sure. None of my friends have that.
Another question. How long did it take you to grow out your hair to be this
I've been growing my hair since 2008, December of 2008.
Wow. Dang, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And so you've never cut it at all?
I haven't. No, I have not cut my hair since 2008. I just get lined up and cleaned up a little bit.
That's amazing.
What would it take to make you get a good haircut?
Oh, a woman telling me she wants me to cut it.
Oh.
That's it?
Wow.
After 2008
if my future wife tells me she wants me to cut my dreads, I say, all right, baby, I'm doing it for you.
Man, that seems like of all the equity that you put in from 2008, that's 15 years.
That just shows how much I care about her.
You got a lot of love to give.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just a good love deposit to put into your bank, or if you should be like, okay, but if I'm doing this, then you got to do that. You don't want it to be transactional, but that's a 15-year commitment that you're just going to slip
as
away.
As a married man, you should know that love should never be transactional.
Well, that's why I said it. That's why I said you don't want it to be transactional.
Maybe it's not transactional, and he's just giving you like a one-for-one type deal. If I'm going to do this for you, you can do this for me.
No, this is hey,
ways
baby,
to display your sacrifice.
Exactly. This is my sacrifice. See? Look at this. We're all love doctors.
I'm having a debate about growing out my hair.
All right, want to be Greg Scalzo?
Like he's got flow.
He misses Scalzo that much. He's trying to grow his hair like him.
No, the problem is like I grow my hair grows out like a chia pet. It's just it just doesn't do anything.
I can see the chia at the front there.
You can kind of see it right now on the sides and the front. And you can check us out on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee if you want to see Kyle's nicely fresh, new twisted dreads.
Retwisted, yeah. You know what? You
fresh.
give me RIP to him. You give me a little Pee Wee Herman vibes with the
Wow.
If he was to grow his hair out, don't you kind of see a little bit of Pee Wee?
Yeah, why not?
You don't see Pee Wee?
I don't know if I want to be Pee Wee.
I thought Pee Wee Herman had short hair.
He had short. Didn't he have his hair up one time? I don't know. Something about the front of that gives me Pee Wee.
Well, either way, you look the freshest of Brad and I. That's all I was trying to get at.
I mean, that's every
true.
day, isn't it?
That is not true. That is not every day, as we've seen your outfits that you bring in all the time around here, and people have many opinions on what Kyle wears. And, you keep being you because it's working. 800-990-3776. It is KBN here. And I want to get started with something that transpired on the morning show at 94.5 ESPN's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Coming off of a weekend in which the Green Bay Packers did not play. They lost on Thursday to the Detroit Lions. And so it's always interesting to sort of watch these games, sort of see where the team falls in your mindset versus anyone you may have watched this weekend. But the story on Monday morning was Rob Demovsky speaking with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, letting them know his thoughts on what Matt LaFleur potentially should do with Joe Barry.
Yeah, but no, you're right. It is part of the job. And I had somebody tell me that was close to LaFleur, really likes him, that said, look, if Matt doesn't realize this, it's going to cost him his job, right? Mm-hmm. Like if he can't fire a guy who is his friend or a really good, professional business partner that he's worked with a long time, then it's going to cost him his job. And this is coming from someone in the LaFleur camp. So it's a very real thing. And he's fired 3 coordinators, I believe, if I have this right. He fired Mike Pettin, even though they called that a parting of the ways. And then he fired 2 special teams coordinators. So I understand as a coach you don't want to have the reputation of just firing coaches left and right. That makes it harder for people to come work for you. It makes the guys that work for you like looking over their shoulder, and that's not a great work environment. But for the betterment of the organization, you sometimes have to make those moves. And if he doesn't, like that person that's close to LaFleur told me, it might cost him his job.
That was Rob Demovsky earlier on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy talking about, hey, Matt LaFleur, if you want your job, might have to let go of your friend.
I was pretty surprised when I heard that, I'm going to be honest. To think that Matt LaFleur's camp, his circle, however you want to call it, they're already having awareness of this, which lets me believe that there's maybe more action behind the scenes than we know. Because when you look at it, this really does fall on Matt LaFleur. I do love your take on that, Ben. Whenever we kind of come down hard on the defense and Joe Barry, you remind us that this was Joe Barry's decision to have Joe Barry return.
Matt LaFleur's
decision to have Joe Barry return.
Oh, Joe Barry, it was he who loved.
Yeah, I can make this decision. I'm back.
Matt, you asking me if I want to come back? Yeah.
And so when I look at this from a player's perspective, I find it so interesting. It seems like the patience with coaches is much greater than they have with players, right? If a player were to perform to the level that Coach Barry has been coaching, he would have been gone long ago. And that's always what you're sort of, you're used to in the NFL. It is like perform now or else we're going to find someone that does. And to me, the lack of inaction from Matt LaFleur is a little bit alarming because if you're not saying that this is our standard and we're going to find the people that are able to coach to and play to our standard, setting that culture now, then you're sending the wrong messages. And he's got to figure it out and figure it out fast. I don't think it'll get to that point to where he will hold on, with a tight enough grip that it'll get himself fired. But I just don't see how this ends well for Coach Barry.
Listen, I hate this. You know what I hate about this? Is that I hate only 4 weeks in that Ben is going to be correct. Ben is going to be right. Ben made a bold prediction on Wilde and Tausch. And what was that bold prediction, Ben?
On the Boldathon, in which I believe you guys were a part of.
I don't know what mine was. It ain't as good as yours.
I had said that I don't think Joe Barry is going to. I said he's not going to make it through the entire season as defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and you are absolutely correct. And here's the thing. There's two things I want to talk about, and that's Matt LaFleur. I don't think Matt LaFleur's job should be on the line based off of Joe Barry. I think that's completely stupid in the first season that you have this brand new starting quarterback in Jordan Love, where you have all these young rookies on offense. You have an offensive line that is relatively pretty young, especially right now with the injuries that have decimated them. This is not the time to try to start over. You don't want to start over when it seems like the offense may be learning altogether, taking baby steps in the right direction. And with the coach that Jordan Love has had his entire career, it doesn't seem like a good time to make that shift and fire Matt LaFleur because of defensive coordinator. But I will say is that Joe Barry got to go. He has to go. Based off what was said, if somebody, like you said, is in Matt LaFleur's camp, is already putting little whispers out there, breadcrumbs for us to follow around out there, we know what this is going to lead to. He's going to get fired. Joe Barry is going to get fired. He has not performed good enough, and it's not Joe Barry. It's completely the philosophy of the Green Bay Packer defense over and over and over and over again, whether we're drafting or whatever it is coaching, but we do not have the mentality that you need in order to have a successful dog-like defense, and I don't think that's Joe Barry's fault, but his scheme overall, whatever he's doing, it's not working. The Packers really need to invest. They went to go get Rick Bisaccia.
Very good.
For special teams, they went to go get a guy who's one of the best special team coaches out there. This offseason, they need to go get them a defensive coordinator that can bring them a true identity on defense and is going to bring a level of intensity of every time. I read a quote from Jeremy Montgomery, the defensive line coach from the Packers, talking about those guys need to go out there and have the same mentality Kenny Clark has, which is knocking heads off every single play. They don't have 11 guys on the football field trying to knock off heads, and I think that starts with Joe Barry instilling that in the players every single rep, every single play.
800-990-3776. Will Joe Barry cost Matt LaFleur his job? And my answer to that would be if he is employed for all 17 games this season, yes. It won't cost him his job if he moves on, because here's how he can get away from it. He doubled down, in my opinion, and this is why I didn't like what he did and why I made my bold prediction. He didn't do his due diligence after last season. After the end of last year, it was 2 days after the season, and he had already announced that Joe Barry was going to be back as defensive coordinator. And it's not that he came back. It's the fact that Matt LaFleur did not say to the media, I'm going to take this week to evaluate everything from this season, the players, the coaching staff, and like everything's on the table. Especially when you win 13 games your first 3 seasons, and you go down with Aaron Rodgers, and you just had to get rid of Devonta Adams. You're going through a little bit of a shift of, at the time you didn't know Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to be back, but there were a lot of signs leading you to believe that it was maybe time that this thing was going to come to a head. And so everything should have been under evaluation. And the fact that he so quickly brought Joe Barry back without even thinking about it, doing the due diligence is, to me, the problem. 800-990-3776. Chef Ed chimes in. Kyle, the fact that you would cut your hair for a woman, I find that unbelievable.
I don't have weave. I don't see this. Is
I know this is my fault.
Y'all don't put some stuff out. Listen, everybody in KBN Nation. Kyle Wallace, all his hair is natural. Everything on my body, from my head down to my shoes, is all natural, okay? Nothing on my body is fake.
800-990-3776. Bobo at the Bunny Ranch. I hear there's a defensive coordinator consultant down in Illinois available. Bobo at the Bunny Ranch. And, that's the interesting part, because the timing of when Jim Leonard was offered the initial defensive coordinator job was the same year that he said no and then became the interim head coach. And I think he got a taste of what it would have been like to be the head coach. I wonder if that would have happened in reverse, right? I wonder if he wouldn't have gotten the job and the Packers would have had an opening, if it would have made more sense for him to move to that position then. I just don't know if he's the type that would be like, I didn't take it the first time, but I'll take it the second time. You know what I mean? That doesn't seem right. And I want to put this to a bunch of crap. 608 chimes in, Dan from Madison. Perhaps our players aren't good enough, and we aren't. Even if we get a new D coordinator, we wouldn't see improvement. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but the grass isn't always greener. Joe Barry, his resume, he was the defensive coordinator for the 0-16 Detroit Lions. An abysmal defense. And from that to seeing what we've seen and nothing change is all you need to see. This isn't something that's being made in a decision where it's like, 4 weeks, I'm done. they're getting beat the same way. And sooner or later, Matt LaFleur, I understand relationships are tough, but it's a business, and it's a dog-eat-dog world, especially in the NFL, right? If you're not winning it, you said it, Brad, it's a what have you done for me lately, and he's not living in that same mindset.
Well, and that's what totally shocks me about all this, because players aren't stupid and coaches aren't stupid. And if you see someone that's in the building that's not carrying their weight, that you look at and be like, these schemes are not good. I can't believe we're playing this. Or this guy can't play ball. It's obvious. And then by letting him around, it sends the wrong message to the rest of the team. Honestly, it's one of those reasons why you don't hire your friends, because it makes something like this much harder. So that was probably a mistake from Matt LaFleur to begin with. And look, on Here Brought Out last night, I talked about how Goody should share some of the blame for why the talent hasn't popped like we thought it would. But there's also a reason why, if you were to put the best defensive coordinators, a guy like Dan Quinn, everywhere he goes, he has success.
Yes.
And he will take a program that's in the 20s in defense and put him in top 10 in a year or two. So there's a reason why that's the thing.
And that's why I said you need to make an investment in a guy that knows how to coach. You just have to. And I don't... Coaches can get the most out of players. That's what you get paid for. Getting the most out of the guys that you have on the roster. And the Packers have not been able to do that defensively in a very long time. And I keep saying this, Joe Barry might be the guy. Joe got to go now, but before it was Mike Pettin got to go. Before it was Dom Capers got to go. I don't know if Slocum was a defensive, he might have been a special teams coach. But we've been going through the same thing over and over and over when it comes to firing these defensive coordinators, because nobody seems to step up and get it right. They got to find somebody or hire somebody that's going to step in here and have some type of control and also command this defense and let them know this is going to be no nonsense. I'm sick of hearing Joe Barry go to these press conferences and not know what's going on. He went to a press conference and said, well, out of 41 run plays, we did the right thing, 30-some times. Well, no. 41 times should be the standard, should be the expectation to do things right. People got to get benched if they're not doing things right, because if they continue to have failures and holes in this defense, they're going to continue to get popped for big yardage and lose football games and not be able to stop anybody on the ground.
800-990-3776. We'll keep hearing from KBN Nation their thoughts on Matt LaFleur being too loyal to his guy, Joe Barry. Old T, Mark Tauser, is going to join us at 2:30, so we're going to change things up right now. If you have any cheers twos or pour one outs, you can chime in with us, 800-990-3776. Over the weekend, we got to give some praise and we got to pour some out. Cheers to, pour one out. Next, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Is this like a KBN, or is it like individual picture per page?
No, I was hoping
this is going to change the price.
It's like a calendar. You got your own page.
Okay,
your own page. Okay,
own page is one thing. I can do that, but if I got to be nude, taking multiple pictures for an hour next to y'all swanging and wanging all over the place, I don't think I want.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Boom, 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 boom. Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is October 15th. If your family is interested in becoming part of the CMH tradition, make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 15th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. As the only school awarded the Exemplary Award for Academic Excellence by the Archdiocese, find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty, learn about all the clubs and extracurricular activities. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
Heading up north for some golf? Be sure to book a tee time at the Ball Golf Course, an Arnold Palmer masterpiece just north of Milwaukee on the way to Kohler. It's the best destination for your next Wisconsin round of golf. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the bog.
Who makes insurance simple? That's easy. Delta Dental of Wisconsin. So if you ask, what company encourages you to use your benefits for regular preventive care? Or who provides quick service online or by phone? Which insurance offers access to the largest provider networks? Or who helps you save money when you need more than a checkup? The answer's the same. Definitely Delta Dental. For dental and vision insurance made simple, choose Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision today.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. The Green Bay Packers dropped their game last Thursday, so an extended break before they take on the Las Vegas Raiders next Monday Night Football. Jimmy Garoppolo still in concussion protocol, which is I would say a positive. I know people are hard on Jimmy, but rookie Aiden O'Connell can't move, and so I think the defensive line, which I would say is somewhat of a strength of this team from a pass rush perspective, could very much make a guy who can't even wander around 1 yard within the pocket fall over very quickly in that game. 800-990-3776 is where you can interact with us, but it's time to cheers to and pour one out. Every Monday after the weekend, whatever we feel needs to be cheersed. Whoever we feel needs to have one poured out to. That's what we do here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. And you can chime in with yours, 800-990-3776. But as always, to start us off, Brad Nortman, who you cheersing to?
Happy to do this. This is a feel-good cheers to, boys.
All right, now let's hear it.
Friday night, Caleb Boschley for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Okay.
Right?
I was at the game.
Yeah, that's right. So you saw it. You witnessed it. This guy is from Hortonville, Wisconsin.
All right,
okay?
Hortonville.
He went to University of La Crosse, graduated there as a pitcher.
All right, now Eagles.
Drafted in the very nice. Drafted in the 33rd round of the Major League Baseball draft in 2017. So it took him 6 years to get called up to the majors. Got called up by the Brewers, his hometown team. He went in, pitched 2 1/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, got the win, and he had 400 people there in attendance.
Wow, what?
Yes,
400.
from all his family and friends. So shout out to Caleb Boschley. What a story. I mean, a Wisconsin guy, Brewer game, that's dreams come true right there. So cheers went out to him.
Cheers went out.
Pour one out.
Not pour.
Cheers.
Not pour.
Right,
cheers too.
Cheers too. I'm all wrapped up in the fairy tale.
Yeah, you're going to cry.
Right.
Pour it out to Brad's emotions right now.
Yeah, that was good. I'll stick with the Brewers there. I'm just going to cheers to the Brewers getting ready to start their playoff run here. So cheers to the Milwaukee Brewers on winning the NL Central Division last week and clinching it. So that's very, very exciting for the Milwaukee Brewers. I know you got something else to say about that, Ben?
Absolutely, because the postseason is here. You mentioned it.
Yes.
Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday if necessary. So to gear up for the Brewers playoff run, we, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, are going to be live from X Golf at AmFam Field to celebrate the start of hopefully a very deep playoff run. KBN, again, check it out at X Golf. We're going to be there 2 to 5. And our Brew for October coverage is brought to you by Network Health, Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. So make sure you stay tuned for our big day tomorrow as we get you all geared up. Miley's not going to be on the mound, but I had to at least get that in there. I like your cheers twos. I'm going to stick with a very common theme here. Very interesting that we're not cheersing to anything Packers related or life related, but I just saw a picture of Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. And so who I'm cheersing to is John Horst. John Horst deserves a big cheers. I hope he probably had to do one of the toughest things he's ever had to do, which is talk to Drew Holiday and let him know the tough side of the business. Drew is loved. Giannis Antetokounmpo called him a best friend, someone who's going to be friends with forever. He had to let him know he's not going to be a part of this team moving forward. So there was a mourning of Drew Holiday, but at the same time, once John Horst got past that, I hope he sat down on his couch. I hope he cheers to everyone he knows or to himself or to his dog or whoever, because he brought Damian Lillard here. He brought Drew Holiday on a couple of picks that helped win one world championship, and he has now brought Damian Lillard to Milwaukee. We saw him in person. He's been at media days. And here's what a move like that does. When you hear from Giannis Antetokounmpo at media day, right? This is what this type of move does to your all-star.
It did not make sense to sign a contract right now, because money is not important. A lot of money is important. So I'm going to sign it next year.
That's Giannis. In his normal, joking self, not tense, not like he's able to openly talk about the New York Times comments because he knows that John Horst brought him another superstar to bolster their chances to win. And as long as they win, Giannis ain't leaving the foe one foe.
I love Giannis.
Woo!
How great is that?
Yeah, he said, and I'll sign next year.
Yeah.
That's all I want to hear. Sign the dotted line next year.
Because a lot of bleeping money matters. Not just a lot of money, a lot of bleeping money. All right. Who you pouring one out to?
All right, I'm going to do a double pour one out. So it's one here, one there, but it's the same
I
sequence.
hope you saw on stream what kind of hand motion Brad was doing.
It's the same. Yeah, it's a pouring one out. Yeah. Pouring one out. It's the same sequence.
Something wrong with this man. Something wrong with this man.
A lot's wrong with me.
What's wrong with him?
All right. First of all, there was a moment in the Ole Miss LSU game where just these sad, pathetic students went and ran on the field again, but that's not my pour one out, okay? It was 20-13, a one-loss team. Come on, get out of here. We already been there. But there was a security guard. For those who have not seen this, you need to Google Ole Miss security guard. There is this pathetic effort by the security guard trying to keep students from running onto the field, and he is just getting like lapped on one side or the other, touching nobody, struggling. So pour one out to this security guard who was missing countless students running onto the field.
I think he was just faking it. He had to act like he was putting in an effort.
It looked like there was some heart behind it, but the one person he did get, this is my second pour one out to, was some poor sorority girl that just got absolutely elbow shivered right to the neck, put her right on the ground. It was a rough interaction for everybody involved. Double pour. Security guard, sorority girl. The only one that got hit. It was a brutal hit. Do yourself a favor and go look that up.
Kyle Walls, pour one out.
Yeah, so I'm pouring one out yesterday. I'm not a gambling guy. You know, my cover five, I should pour one out for my terrible cover five. But two things I want to pour one out for really quickly, all in the same thing. First thing, I want to pour one out for people like me who needed who need it for fantasy, but also just to cover for our quarterback there, Pat Mahomes, to go in the end zone instead of taking the slide. So I didn't really like that he took a slide there at the end of the game there. So
it's the right move.
I know, no, you score, you're up by 2 scores. I don't mean the right move.
Game's over.
No, get the points. I needed the fantasy points and also needed the cover 5 points. So shout out, pour one out.
Aren't you glad you weren't a fantasy player, Brad?
Yeah.
You know, like you couldn't get the fantasy tweets from all the crazies.
Yeah, and the backlash to these guys is insane.
Go in the end zone and then pour one out.
Yes, this is the problem.
Pour one out to the NFL for all the dang times I had to look at Taylor Swift on TV yesterday.
Hater.
Pour one out. Yeah. I was trying to watch a football game, not some girl celebrating or standing there in the press box. So pour one out to that too.
All right, well, here's who I'm going to pour one out to, because I've said I'm going to do it every single week that the Chicago Bears lose, and it's the Chicago Bears. Just when you think it can't get worse, it gets worse. 28-7, they are up against the Denver Broncos at home. Justin Fields fumbles, Justin Fields turns it over, and somehow Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson, and the Denver Broncos find a way to come back and win 31-28, sending the Bears into the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. And as part of the pour one out, this is the best part.
There's more games this year, Bears or Packers?
Oh, 100% Bears. Not even a question. You guys got Jordan Love. It's like throwing Ben out there as a quarterback. They're going to lose.
How many wins you got them at, JB? Bears.
Good question, Josh.
10.
Thank you for the call. It's good every single time, and it ages like fine wine.
They haven't won a game since he said that. I mean, they hadn't won a game before he said that.
Yeah. To go
the curse of JB.
To think like they were on like one of the largest losing streaks in the NFL actively, and then to say that before the season, and then to see how it's all transpired from the Packers breaking their soul to them breaking their soul to themselves blowing leads, like. What's next?
How's he doing?
Thursday Night Football. I might be pouring one out on Friday. They play the Commanders, I think, on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, gosh, they're going to lose. Well, how's your brother doing? He doing all right?
It was his birthday yesterday. So.
Oh, that's painful.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's used to it.
He must have accepted at this point.
No.
He hasn't?
So what does he think? He's thinking,
He does this thing as well. Like, I remember, like, he thought the Bulls were going to, like, be better than the Bucks when they like signed like Vooch and like Levine and DeRozan. I was like, you're such a clown. A clown.
Yeah, no, I mean
and so
he's a sports fan. He's a fanatic,
but a dumb one.
Delusional. A lot of fans are delusional, especially in Chicago.
So pour one out to the Chicago Bears, and we'll be pouring one out again to them soon, because that does not get old. 800-990-3776. I see some cheers too and pour one outs on the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line. Keep them coming there. But we'll be joined by Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Again, shout out to me. Very accommodating of Old T's schedule. Just a nice pat on the back here. We'll be talking with Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
It is the 414 hour at 4.
No.
All right, Kyle, take it away.
If you're going to say it, you got to say it right. It's the 414 hour at 4.
Okay, so how am I supposed to say that?
Foe. Come on.
All right.
Foe. One. Foe.
It's the 414 hour at 4.
Come on, they're going to have some swag now.
No way. I can't do that every day.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's football season at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, featuring the best pool in history, Stadium Swim. 3 levels, 6 pools, and a 143-foot diagonal screen. Stadium Swim is America's favorite place to watch football. Located at Circa Resort and Casino, open 365 days a year, and it will be the place to be for Green Bay's first ever visit to Las Vegas. Plus, the ESPN Wisconsin team will be live on site. Book your stay today at CircaLasVegas.com. That's CircaLasVegas.com.
Gabe, where do you think our group should be taking our golf trip next year?
Jason, I don't know.
Do you have time to figure it all out and get all the reservations made? I certainly don't.
Not really. I mean, I'm so busy. If I only knew somebody to call that might do all the work for us.
Oh, I know about Wisconsin Golf Trips. Their main business is booking groups from around the world to play all the great courses in our state, but they're now doing outbound trips for groups each year to places like Michigan, Minnesota, and Nevada. Plus, Wisconsin Golf Trips is even booking custom packages for Scotland and Ireland.
Oh, wow. Let's hit them up.
WisconsinGolfTrips.com.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
It's a city from a fairy tale on the Mediterranean Sea.
Netanya, the city of diamonds.
And in this city of diamonds lived a crazy genius named Moses Hadara.
Moses was a mathematician,
a diamond cutter,
and a bit of a theoretical physicist.
Albert Einstein devised a formula, E equals MC squared.
Albert's formula unleashed the power locked inside an atom.
Moses' formula unleashed the power locked inside a diamond.
Moses began with star facets,
kite facets,
upper girdle facets,
lower girdle facets,
and pavilion facets.
But then a voice told him to add 24 new facets, the Moses facets.
When he cut the final one,
Shazam!
Moses unleashed an explosion of light.
That dazzling diamond is known today as the Kessler 81.
See it for yourself.
See it for yourself.
See it for yourself.
At Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, a group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. The pain was real and options were important. My experience with each doctor was thorough, the appointments were timely, always close and easy access to the building. My mom felt the same way, I know, when she went there for her physical therapy appointments at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I trusted their surgical team for my knee surgery, and I know they'll take care of you the way they did my mom and me. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Tailgating is back, Wisconsin. Have you ever wondered how tailgating started? One theory is that it started during the first college football game in 1869, as spectators spent their pregame ritual grilling sausages at, of all places, the tail end of a horse. Another is that tailgating started in 1919 during the first Green Bay football season. Fans backed up their pickups to the field, folded down their tailgates for seating, and served food and beverages. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Since 1960, we've been the place to stock up for all your tailgate rituals. With over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,500 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines, Discount Liquor is your one-stop tailgate shop. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Mark Tauscher on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is brought to you by Fleet Farm. Remember, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, then you don't need it.
Mark Tauscher of Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations. Joins us any day, Monday through Friday, from 2 to 4. Today it just happens to be 2:30, and we're very excited to have him join Kyle, Brust, and Nortman here. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Tauschi, happy Monday.
Oh, man, I'm excited. How are you fellas today?
We're great.
Doing good. Love that energy.
Awesome.
Love when you're excited, Tauschi. Love when you're excited. And I want to start here at least. I heard you have a little Swiftie conversation. So obviously Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Sunday Night Football. If you were a Packer fan, would you rather be in the suite with Aaron Rodgers or the suite with Taylor Swift?
Oh, Taylor Swift, for sure.
Really? As a Packer fan, you wouldn't want to hang with one of the greatest Packers of all time?
No.
Wait, can you explain what is it about Taylor Swift that makes you want to sit in a press box with this woman?
Well, I'd want to bring my daughter, and that makes she loves Taylor Swift.
Good father.
What'd you say?
They go, good father.
Good father.
Yeah, whatever. So I think there's a few things. I mean, for me, I know Aaron, so I would much rather hang out with Taylor Swift because I could probably hang out with Aaron Rodgers at a different time. I'm probably not going to get.
How about you invite some of your friends?
Douche.
Yeah, it is a douche move. But how about you invite some of us who would like to hang out with Aaron Rodgers in a suite one day?
You can't hang out with him. You don't like him.
Well, yeah, I can hang out with who I want to hang out with. I can have an attitude or have a feeling towards somebody, but a suite, I like the free food and the camera being on me. Tausch, I'm more than happy to be invited to any time you're hanging out with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, I think when he eventually comes back to Green Bay, and Lord knows how many years that's going to be, I think that would be awesome. But you're telling me you three right now, last night, if you could have, you would have sat with Woody Johnson and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron is going to be all focused on the game. He's obviously dialed in. He's down there trying to support his team. Or Wolverine and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. Like, get serious. Everybody would rather be in that suite.
But there's a whole posse with them. It shouts high maintenance to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be fun. And just to be able to take pictures and tell the story. Come on, guys. Maybe I'm wrong. I think just
Tausch, I'm with you. I'm shocked they're the other way. I'm going for Hugh Jackman.
I just don't think it's an easy choice because you get Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, but you throw in a whole lot of other crazies to watch a football game with.
I'm not watching the damn game.
Yeah, listen.
When you're in a suite, you ain't watching the game.
Benny, here's the rule of thumb, and you guys know this. We've been fortunate. A lot of us that sit in suites. You go to Brewer games, Bucks games. You want to watch the game. You don't sit in a suite.
Correct.
Suites are for entertainment. You have a great time. You laugh. You watch. You end up watching a lot more of the game on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can focus in, and if you're really dialed in, go sit in one of the seats and just dial in and watch. And that's great. I never do that. So a lot of people do. I don't. So if you really want to watch the game and watch ball, yeah, go over and sit with Rodgers. But if you want to have a once-in-a-lifetime deal and where you're going to sit there and talk to Taylor Swift, and I would be fascinated. I'd love to sit down with Ryan Reynolds.
Well,
I think
same here. Same here.
I think he's sold two businesses for like over $2 billion.
Mint Mobile, I know. I was thinking the same thing, Tausch. I was like, hey, let me invest on this next great venture you have, or the tequila. I think he had too.
Yeah, he's had it's a gin company. It's
you
amazing.
know Ryan Reynolds, huh? That's your boy.
Yeah, I'm a Ryan Reynolds stan. His wife, Blake Lively, I'm a big fan of hers. I think her movies are great. That's why it was a no-brainer for me. But Kyle, I can understand if you're a diehard Packer fan and you want to get into the
no, Tausch, I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen. You convinced me with that's a party. I'm trying to party too. I'm doing it for the gram, Tausch. I'm taking all the pictures for the gram. My disdain for Taylor Swift will go away when it comes to getting the clout on Instagram.
How do you have disdain for Taylor? What did Taylor Swift ever do?
I've told the story before. She seems just a tad.
I don't need you to air your dirty laundry.
A tad. She seems a tad bit fake. Her and the whole Kanye West thing. I don't know. And she's rhythmless. Okay. I don't know.
You're rhythmless too.
I got more. Well, I'm rhythmless and I'm poor. She's rhythmless and rich.
Can't teach rhythm though. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. I know I can't. I've tried and I can't get it. Even with Jesse Nelson on the piano, it struggles. So I struggle with the rhythm side of it too.
Tausch, you're a fellow analogizer, as I am. You appreciate the analogies of the world. I floated one on Friday. I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of it. I want you to grade it, and I want your opinion on how accurate it is.
Okay.
So my analogy was the Green Bay Packer football team. The players, they're basically toddlers, right? There's going to be high highs and low lows. 1 minute, they're going to give you a hug and say, I love you. And you're like, how can this get any better? The next minute, they're throwing toys, they're having a tantrum, and you're pulling your hair out. So that's what you can expect with a team like this, and that's this young. So you look to the parents. You look to the parents to create like words that will allow them to grow, and also an environment that will allow them to be able to flourish and maximize the lows, or minimize the highs, and maximize the highs, minimize the lows. So the parents in this situation are Matt LaFleur and Joe Barry. And my criticism was, Matt LaFleur's words at the podium, particularly, and a lot of the words he's been saying have been kind of negative, pouty, things that I wouldn't want to hear in the locker room. And then both of them, honestly, from a scheme standpoint, aka an environment like bedtime and diet, they're not putting them in a situation that they can maximize the highs, minimize the lows. So I place the blame mostly on the parents in this situation. Is this an accurate analogy? Would you change it?
I like part of it. I think the problem you have is the parents could be taking their young kids on a plane, and they want the kids to act good, and they want to have the iPad out and distract. But there's going to be times they're just not going to listen. There's going to be times that they're spitting up on the seat and that they poop their pants and that they do all this, and you have to be able to handle all of that. So I think the beginning part of it, the ups and the downs, totally agree. That's what's going to be the case. The question I have is, are fans okay with it? Because when it's your own kid, it's fine. You understand there's ups and downs. But when you're out and you're hanging out with friends for 3 or 4 hours, and let's say they're acquaintances, they don't want to be around when your kid's colicky and when they're crying and puking and doing all that stuff. They don't really want to deal with all that. They just want to see the happy, smiley baby, and they're not real interested in the fussing, tantrumy baby. You have to be willing to go through that whole process. So I think the general synopsis of what you're talking about, totally agree with it. But I think there's certain things when you're a young baby or toddler that aren't controllable. I don't care how great the environment or how great the diet and the structure is, they're going to still do what they want. And as long as you understand all that, you want to hone that in. That's why I think the analogy is good, but I don't think it's as concrete or as crystal clear as maybe you want to put it out, Norty.
Taos, thank you for all that baby talk there and parenting talk. I'll take some of those tips.
I was getting ready for it right there.
Yeah,
taking notes over there,
taking some of those nips. Taking some of those tips. those tips and storing them away. I do like nips as well. But Taos, really quickly, I do this Packers defense. I've been watching this Packers defense for years now, and really since Mike McCarthy came in, we switched to the 3-4 defense. And just please, you're a professional. You played in the NFL. You played against defenses. Can you please just explain to me and the rest of KBN Nation what the heck is wrong with the Packers defense and why has it never been fixed?
Well, I mean, I think I don't have a dead answer as far as what you're always looking for, and when we've had the most success, which was 2010, and then if you look at that 2014 defense, you need to be able to generate pressure on the quarterback, and it can't always just be blitzing. You need to be able to figure some things out. And I think Green Bay's personnel is good enough to do it. But what I'm always looking for is interior pass rush. I think one of the most unbeknownst or unsung heroes of that team that won a Super Bowl was Cullen Jenkins. And I think Kenny Clark has a lot of those capabilities. But Kenny Clark is asked to do more of what Ryan Pickett did. And again, this is an old history lesson because it's been 13 or 14 years. Cullen Jenkins was able to just get up the field and go make plays, and he would make a big play. He'd run stunts and twists with Clay. I think it always comes back to, can you generate pressure with 4? And then do you have guys that are willing to stop the run? Howard Green was a guy that was brought in. Your team is constantly evolving. And I think when you look at last year's defense, there was a stretch. And this is why Joe Barry kept his job, where that second half of the season, they changed some things up, and they got a lot better. And you could say, well, they played worse teams, and you can go down and find excuses or reasons for why things happen, but they did get better. This team, they're trying to figure it out. They got younger players. Devontae Wyatt's taking a bunch of meaningful snaps, Lucas Van Ness. So I would assume and expect that things will get better, but I think the biggest question mark and reasons for why Atlanta was able to run the football as well as they did, why you saw Detroit do it, you can't be running 2 down linemen down on the goal line. There's some things that just don't make a ton of sense. And I'm always for defenses saying we're not going to give up big plays. The NFL, you can't give up explosive. You have to force teams to move the ball methodically and don't give a bunch of free yards. I do think that Joe Barry's defenses, they give up too many freebies where you're playing too deep, soft on a 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8. You let people just go for 8 yards, pick up a first down, and move on. But, hey, we didn't give up a big play. you have to kind of balance that out and say, we're going to be more aggressive on certain situations to make big plays. That's what I think has been the biggest problem under Joe Barry.
Talking with Mark Tauscher here of Wilde and Tausch across ESPN Wisconsin. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. And Tauscher, you had mentioned you'd rather be in the Taylor Swift suite than the Aaron Rodgers suite last night at the Jets-Chiefs games. You also said you're a big fan of Blake Lively. What's your favorite Blake Lively movie?
Oh, I love the Boston movie. It was with Ben Affleck. I thought that was the Town, I think it was called. I thought she was great in that. She puts up good stuff.
Yeah, picking the main movie that everyone knows, right? Yeah, big fan.
What do you mean?
Just pick the Town. Like, you're not a big fan of Blake Lively. Who are you lying to?
I thought she was a singer. I'm not gonna lie.
I like Blake Lively. What's the problem with liking Blake Lively?
You can like her, but it seemed like you said you liked her movies, but you don't like her movies.
I just told you that I liked her movies.
What are you insinuating?
He just likes the
whole team. I got your back.
Read between the lines.
What are you trying to insinuate about my married friend over here?
He's a big fan of Blake Lively, just not the movies.
Name some other movies that she's in, and I'm going to probably like them.
No. I ain't falling for that. You'll just be like, yep, that one.
No, I can tell you the plots of the movies and things like that. I liked her in The Town. I thought she was good. And I'm also, I might be confusing her with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
So I like both.
Yeah.
I like both of those actresses.
All those Marvel movies that Scarlett's in.
I also enjoy the banter that her and her husband have. I think it's fun, the way that they kind of make fun of each other. It's a great, I enjoy the whole aura of both of them, and that's why I would have, and I like Taylor Swift. So that's why I would, rather be in that luxury box.
All right, LT, last one before I let you go. On Saturday night, I celebrated my birthday going to dinner at a steak restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
No joke. Jordan Love was 3 tables down from me.
Okay.
Did I make the right decision choosing to not make content by leaving him alone because the person that he was there, the person who helped him get to that restaurant is the same person who helped me?
So what would you have said, or what would you have done?
Oh, I would have came over and took a selfie, asked him to sign something and done something on video. I would have been obnoxious.
Yeah,
I would have been me.
You made the right call. If you were just going to go over and say hello and, hey, I do this show, blah, 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 I'm a big fan of yours, blah, 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 I think that would have been fine.
Lies,
you trying to make a video out of it, yeah. I think it all comes down to time and place. And if you're sitting at the bar afterwards, maybe, but at dinner, I think that'd have been IPT. If you sat down with him, was he with his girlfriend?
Girlfriend, agent. He had a car service. I was very proud of him not driving. I, had a glass of wine or two, so I know, QB1 for the Green Bay Packers. Smart man. Got a driver.
Well, there you go. Yeah, good move not doing it.
All right. I figured it was IPT as well for those who don't know IPT in poor taste.
In fairness, Benny, I would have never, ever, ever done what you did up at Lambeau with the Jets jersey and getting LaFleur to sign it. So
yeah, but Matt was available. There were fans around him. This was his private dinner time. You know what I mean?
I understand, but it's kind of the same. I mean, it's kind of the same. You're doing something that's uncomfortable for that person. I mean, you weren't going up and signing a cheesehead. You were putting him in a weird spot, just like you would have been doing.
Do you think Jordan would have signed my jersey if I had the Jets 8 jersey?
No, I don't.
You don't think so? Because I got Matt to do it pretty easy.
I think he would have probably signed your Jordan Love jersey, but I don't think he would have signed.
I've been your coach signed it too. Look at that. That's Matty's signature.
Well, that would have been really cool if you got that pulled off. But no, I think you probably made the right move.
For once in my life.
What did you have for?
I got a ribeye.
Because I feel like I know where you went. I don't want to give up free. I feel like I know where you went.
Got a ribeye, a little béarnaise sauce, little garlic on top, small twice baked, Brussels. Couldn't go wrong.
How did Kyle and Norty enjoy their dinner?
They absolutely did. They paid for my meal as well.
No, he didn't even.
I got straight up lost in the middle.
Right, he didn't even think about inviting us.
He did not invite you guys out.
They got to earn it.
How do we earn it?
What do you mean they got to earn it?
They got to spend more time with me. They got to do more shows.
I would have found something else to do more valuable.
Brad would have rather had oatmeal for dinner than had a nice steak dinner.
He was having meats.
Breakfast.
He was having meats on Saturday.
That's right.
All right, LT, I'm running a bad clock. Thanks, bud.
You think both of those guys would have passed on the invite had you given it to them?
They got to earn it, like I said. We're not there yet.
I ain't earned nothing. I got to earn nothing.
All right. Thanks, LT. All right. That's Mark Tauscher. You can hear him every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to noon, across these very stations. Wilde and Tausch alongside Jason Wilde. Did I show growth? Not berating Jordan Love? Talk about that next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
So I'll say that, man. Mark Chmura, every time I see him in the morning, get my coffee, I walk right by here, and I look at him, I'm like, man, that's a handsome dude.
Sounds like you got to cull up with him, too, huh?
I'd love to. I feel like I'd fit right in. He's 6'6", I'd be the little spoon with Chew.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Another primetime matchup is ahead for the green and gold.
Wide open touchdown, Christian Watson. Love's going to keep it himself. Touchdown, Green Bay.
On Monday night, it's a showdown in Sin City with a bet on a dub in Green Bay's minds.
Every area, there's a lot of improvement out there for us. Nobody's going to give up on a team. We're always going to fight.
Green Bay Game Day hits the air at 4 on Monday night with Alex Strofe, Jim Rutledge, and Matt Hamilton. Right here on 94.5 ESPN.
The Saganiac Planning Marquette Conference Championship moment. The last Marquette Warriors were Great Midwest Conference champions. 1994, 10-2, 2 games better than St. Louis and UAB, 3 games better than the always tough Cincinnati and Bob Huggins, including a huge 1-point win at Cincinnati. And even more greatness made the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tourney. McIlvain, Key, Eford, Logdeman, Miller, McCaskill, Pieper, Abraham, and Crawford. 1994 Warriors champions. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service, is looking for a new team member. Apply now if you're a passionate salesperson, an entrepreneurial spirit, great presenter, and problem solver. Help companies make important decisions regarding their employee benefit needs. We offer a strong compensation package and, of course, a top-notch employee benefit package. Don't miss out on this rare opportunity to become a part of Saganiac Planning. Call Big Papa John Saganiac Sr. 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
I'm Ben Jewick with Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors. 2023 is our 135th year in business, making it the perfect time for our crew to help you create a workspace that will help you attract, retain, and grow your business. The office is the cultural hub of the organization. We can help with interior design, construction, new furniture, and move management. Like Milwaukee's baseball team, our crew excels at home and on the road. If your company has a national facilities footprint, we can hit for you in any ballpark. Championship organizations are built on teamwork and collaboration. Visit brothersinteriors.com to see how we can help your team win.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Plenty of questions for head coach Matt LaFleur about his team's defense after another lackluster performance in giving up over 200 yards rushing yet again in a loss to the Lions last Thursday night. So what needs to change for him? Well, pretty much everything.
We're going to have to do something different because it's insane to do the same things over and over again and expect different results. So that is a good offensive line. They got really good runners, but it's still inexcusable.
After a weekend off, the Packers back in action on the practice field today as they prepare for Monday night.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry, here to tell you about Ridgetop Exterior's most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors, visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar. Or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
Did you know that when you talk, read, or sing with your child, you're helping to shape their brain? Every parent has the power to create a strong start for our children from the day they are born. Visit TalkingIsTeaching.org for free tips and ideas on how to transform everyday moments into magical moments for learning.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Saturday night, I enjoyed a nice steak dinner. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Celebrated the birthday because it is tomorrow. Just wanted to have like that. I didn't want to go out. Keeping it low key tomorrow. Very low key. Just gonna watch.
Just
the
make
Brewers.
sure everybody knows his birthday is coming up. Got it. We got it.
Yeah, no, I'll say it like 5 more times before the show's over. But Jordan Love was 4 tables down from me, and I had a full-on debate going: Angel versus Devil. Angel on the left, Devil on the right. Let him be. He's having a nice meal. Get some content, go take a selfie, make him uncomfortable, and piss off all the Packer fans again.
Okay, time out. Wait a minute. So you went for a dinner for your birthday.
Yeah.
You didn't go by yourself.
Correct.
So in the middle of this dinner, when you're on a date, when somebody took you out for your birthday, you're sitting here thinking about content and talking about, and you're not paying attention to any type of conversation you're having.
That was our conversation.
Help
me.
Oh, my goodness. I bet you get a lot of complaints like, can you just turn it off ever?
No. It's always got to be on.
Listen, I'm so glad that you kept your behind in your seat instead of getting up to go bother Jordan Love. If you said anything to Jordan Love, I hope everybody in that restaurant jumped on top of you and beat you up.
So it made me feel better because then there was like somebody who sat down later, like a later time where they were getting their meal started, and he noticed right away and then like went up to him, walked out with him for a picture. Now, I would have done that on an extreme level, like worse than him, but watching somebody else do it, I don't really have that much shame either way. It just more so was, again, the setting, right? If it wasn't him with his girlfriend out to dinner, I know that they play in Vegas next Monday. He's in the season. Dang it, I should have done something.
I wish you would have went up to him. And we're kind and pleasant. Like the Ben I know you can be. You're going to ruffle some feathers for sure. But I wish that he would have asked you, oh, okay, hey, Ben, what's up? You're in media. How do you think I'm doing so far? I would have loved to have known what you would have said to him.
No. See, y'all don't understand.
What would you have said?
No, I mean, completion percentage is a little bit low. You had some good quarter. I'm just kidding. See, I'm good at this.
No, I'm telling
This is why
like,
Kyle.
This
is why Kyle's happy I sat my behind in the chair.
I am too. I'm trying to make it up here. I'm not trying to be blacklisted because I'm associated with Ben. Ben's face is literally in Lambeau when they walk in.
Wanted.
Do not let this face in. Ben
Public
is not
enemy
allowed.
number one.
He can only go to the Tundra Trio. He cannot step outside the gate of the Tundra Trio to go on Green Bay property or he'll be escorted off. He's seen your face before. He knows you're a no-no.
Public enemy number one is me?
You unfortunately, it should be the defense, but it's you.
I don't know. I think Jordan and I would have hit it off. I could, we could be friends. He could have been on the show today if you guys let me go work my magic.
No. All the negativity you have against him, I would hope. Don't be fake.
I think the opposite would have happened. I think we would have been blacklisted as a show then.
Yeah,
not just,
but that leads down to us.
Are dashed.
Right. Brad has this excellent reputation that he had playing college football, playing in NFL.
Well, his first mistake was agreeing to Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Well, that's true, but he was the lovable punter everybody liked, and then all it takes is one thing coming out your mouth to ruin his reputation.
Chris, you got to at least hit me with your douche, because I did drop...
You douche.
I dropped Jordan Love's name, being at the same steakhouse, but...
What did he order?
Can I also get a round of applause for myself? Like, I showed growth, and nobody's happy for me. I didn't bother him. I wanted to. Devil, I'm still Devil and Angel right now. Yeah. I don't know if you guys notice. I'm Devil, I'm Angel. I wanted to text you guys, but I was like, I can't trust them because Kyle would be like, leave Jordan Love alone.
Yeah, I would have said, chill, bro. He's trying to relax and get his head mentally right for next week. Chill. I'm glad that finally at the age of 32, you're learning how to grow up.
32 tomorrow.
Yeah, you're going to be an adult finally. Thank you.
Jeez.
Took long enough.
All right. Well, we'll be back in 2 minutes. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. I showed growth, and that's what I'm going to go with, even though I'm still disappointed in myself. I should have done something. I should have done something.
Maybe never do it. No, you did the right thing. I'm going to say maybe next time, but please don't. Please don't.
Which suite would you rather have been in? Aaron Rodgers or Taylor Swift's? That's next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. The playoffs are here for baseball, and that means we're back again with Broken Bat Brewery. Tim Pauly from Broken Bat is joining me again, and he's got some info on all the great things at Broken Bat Brewery's tap room.
So yeah, if you're looking for something fun to do, we've got a weatherproof indoor wiffle ball field that's great for corporate outings, bachelor parties, rehearsal dinners, you name it. You can carry up to about 20 people back there. We got music, scoreboard, beer, all the good stuff. Again, indoor wiffle ball field. So yeah, we've also got the lumber room we opened up back in April of 2022. It's been a fantastic space ever since. We host a bunch of corporate outings, rehearsal dinners. If you need to have a meeting, it's got full audio video. You can reserve it at brokenbatbrewery.com.
Huge shout out to Tim from Broken Bat to give us another reason to visit their tap room. And remember, especially now that playoff baseball is here, the fridge is always stocked.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaukee County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by the legendary golfer Arnold Palmer, settled amongst 250 acres of beautiful private land. The Bog caters to golfers of all skill levels, offering a golf experience unlike any other. Come enjoy the finest golf greens in Wisconsin, and after your round, enjoy a bite to eat in our restaurant or out on our new patio bar overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I showed great restraint not going up to Jordan Love at my birthday dinner last Saturday. Props to me. I'm helping the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to take credit for anything Jordan Love does moving forward by not interrupting him during his dinner. That being said, I regret it. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace, Chris Larson. Who we got on the other side, Chris? Ryan Wollersheim?
I'll take a look and see here, Ben. Hold on a second.
Oh, good. You can cue them up. I like throwing them on the spot. Let's see.
Interesting to see who we got. Let's see.
Who we got?
Yeah, it's me, Wooly.
All right. Well, you sounded like you were not excited to be on the show.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a board out for 3 hours.
It's me, Wooly. It's me, Wooly.
That's interesting. We've never done that before.
Oh, well, we will be integrating the ESPN Madison board ops into the show.
Keeping them on their toes.
Always.
Man,
always.
oh,
You
man.
never know if they have good perspective or not. Usually not. Ryan Wollersheim, not the most entertaining or energetic.
Now, is this Wollersheim? And I don't know.
Yeah.
Is this the Wollersheim?
Is there another Wollersheim?
Oh, no, the Wollersheim Winery.
No.
Oh, so he brings no real value to us when it comes to this. Okay.
No value.
Just checking. All right, well, never mind. He's not as important.
Yesterday night, the NFL has leaned in completely. And I don't blame them. I really don't. They've changed their cover photo to Taylor Swift in the suite last night. We've seen the statistics of Travis Kelce gaining 1 million Instagram followers due to his relationship with Taylor Swift. She is the most popular person on the planet right now. And if you didn't lean into that as a league, and as a league that just cares about entertainment, then Roger Goodell and staff wouldn't be doing their job. Now, they find people over the stupidest stuff, but they do find a way to use the pop culture celebrities in a good way, in my opinion. I know people are sick of it, but I had the thought because I still love my guy Aaron. I still love Aaron Rodgers. I'm sad to see him hurt, but he was sitting in a suite, and I was wondering if I had a choice to sit in a suite with Aaron Rodgers or Taylor Swift, which would I pick? Brad, who would you pick?
I thought a lot about this. Here's my game plan. I'm going to go to the Taylor Swift suite, but stay for a quarter and a half.
You don't get both.
No, I'm not going to Aaron Rodgers' suite.
Let the man finish.
Yeah.
Let the man finish.
I'm going there, and I'm going to grab Ryan Reynolds, and I'm going to grab Hugh Jackman, and we're going to have a drink together, and we're going to have that guy time, right? But there was a lot of time that they were by all the ladies, the whole posse of the suite, and I have a lot of interest in hanging out with those two dudes. I don't have a ton of interest in hanging out with Blake Lively, Taylor Swift, Brittany Mahomes, and the whole crew that was there. It didn't look like a crew that would normally be at a football game. I feel like I'd be answering I don't want to judge, but questions that I wouldn't have a lot of patience for, maybe a lot of conversations I'm not that interested in. So I would do it for a quarter and a half to see my dudes, get a picture, grab their number so we can hang out in the future, and then I would go watch it somewhere else in the stadium, not in Aaron Rodgers' suite. But that's all I could take.
Why do you think, as nicknamed Oatmeal on the show, who gave the worst 30-second pitch to go to Vegas with in the entire world, do you think that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds would want to be friends with you?
Because I'm awesome and they'd love me.
Well, we have evidence supporting the other side.
They would love the oatmeal I'd make. They would love the Vegas trip that I would take, and they'd be my guys.
Yeah, I
can only take so much. I can only take so much of that suite. Yeah. That's why there's a time limit.
No, I feel you on that. See, now here's the thing. If it was just a suite with Taylor Swift, nobody else, then I'll pass. But with the other people, it sounds like a party, like I said before.
You're a liar. If it was just Taylor Swift.
No, if it was Taylor, I wouldn't going to sit there with Taylor
You said that she is very wealthy.
No, there's two different things. I said, listen, if Taylor Swift was to hit on me and try to shoot her shot at me, I might just take it. I tell my lady, I said, listen, baby, give me 3 months. 3 months.
You're going to fire your lady up.
Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend was able to try to sue him for millions of dollars when she got kicked out the house. All I need is 3 months to be able to get some type of something out of Taylor. I mean,
please record your conversation with your girlfriend tonight.
I can't wait to hear how this goes.
Listen, I'm becoming friendly with it. Listen, it's not about now, it's about the later, okay? It's about down the road, okay? That's all I'm talking about. But no, I have no interest in just hanging out with Taylor Swift. Give me Aaron Rodgers. He might be a little annoying, but at least we could talk football. And Woody Johnson, maybe we could talk business with Woody Johnson. I'd be more than happy to be with Aaron Rodgers and Woody Johnson. Me and Taylor have nothing in common. All I would do is talk to her about, so the Beyonce tour, they got these little things where they make the whole crowd go on mute. Your crowd won't do that. Your tickets seem a little high. What happened there with Ticketmaster? It seemed like
she broke Ticketmaster because she's so important.
It seemed like you didn't care about your fans enough to tell Ticketmaster to control them prices, huh? So I would just probably troll her a little bit in person. And then I have all the Swifties hating me, which would probably be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. What also was interesting is as I got done eating dinner with the girlfriend, and I was like, all right, time for Sunday Night Football. And she was like, when she realized, it was like, oh, this is the Taylor Swift game, because that's what took over her social media.
This is the Taylor Swift game.
Yeah.
We've descended pretty far.
Gosh.
The Taylor Swift game. That's what it was called by my girlfriend last night. And so we sat down, we were watching like the intro, like I think, like, who was the guy from The Voice?
Carson Daly.
Carson Daly introed all the Swifties and whatnot. And also in the pregame, they did this thing where they did a one-on-one with Travis Kelce. And then as soon as they went to the football breakdown, she goes, I don't care, and then walked away from the TV. That is my problem with it. It's like, is it really attracting new fans? Because I'm for it. I'm for bringing people to the sport. I'm in the command center Sunday from noon until the last game of the 3:30 hits, and then I'll go eat dinner, and I'll stay up there. And if the game's good, we'll watch Sunday night game or turn on a movie. But from noon until the last game ends of the 3-piece slot, I am locked into football. But I want people to be enjoying football, not just being like, it's the Taylor Swift game.
I don't know. The NFL will take any eyeballs it can. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Come on,
I'm okay
Brad.
With
You know it's annoying, Brad. It's annoying. All the times they pan to it.
So
people are talking about this is the Taylor Swift.
It's entertainment.
No, this is
it's
just
entertainment.
And annoying. Why am I looking at her in whatever shorts she had on over and over
because
and
the world
over
wants
and over?
it. If the world didn't care, they wouldn't have shown it.
No,
if the world didn't care, they wouldn't pan to her 17 times.
They're pandering to all these Swifties who I guess are making the NFL money because they are buying
a whole bunch of money.
Look, and I saw a Travis Kelce jersey with Swiftie on the back. It's just annoying.
Listen,
when is this going to be over?
This is going to come and go, and the NFL is going to be thankful it just wrung out every bit of juice it could out of it. Because in a year from now, we probably won't be dealing with this, and maybe even in a few months we're not dealing with this. But for the time being, Get those eyeballs to the TV. NFL make as much money as you can off
pop
of it.
culture Brad.
This just
It's just good for business.
It just seems
it's good for
odd.
business.
Like, why is it that she just can't show up to the game unannounced? Why is it that she has to? They leak it out to the media that she may
I'll
be
tell you
there.
why.
Yeah, please tell me.
Do you
why.
have no problem with the crew that came to Colorado and they showed everyone who went to the Colorado USC game?
They showed a little bit, but it was cool. They weren't flashing to him every single break, every single time. Like this is just this is the overkill.
I'll tell you
now.
why, because NBC went to the advertisers and said, we're going to have Taylor Swift here. Imagine 30 million more people watching. Up the prices.
They already paid. They already locked in for the season. They're already locked in, so they're just getting added value.
I don't know.
This is just it's nonsense. It is complete nonsense that every time I'm watching a football game where the Chiefs play now, I got to see where Taylor Swift is sitting at.
It's about ratings.
I prefer that she just stay at home. Just stay home. Don't come.
This was the Brad Kyle debate.
Well, because Brad,
I've enjoyed
Brad
this.
is a little Swifty. I didn't know he was a Taylor Swifty over here.
I'm about NFL brand. Make more money, NFL ratings.
He's a bootlicker. Look, he's got the logo on his shirt.
Logo. You're a bootlicker to the NFL.
Hell yeah,
the shield to the shield.
You bet I am.
The same shield that made y'all play extra games. Oh, we're gonna get rid of a preseason game. We're gonna make you play a more intense regular season game to mean something.
You know what happened then? Cap goes up. Players get more. I'll take it.
Yeah. I bet it's nice for a guy who just kicking the ball up in the air.
It's awesome.
Ain't got his brains.
It's unbelievable.
His brains are being scrambled from hitting his head every single play.
Yeah, that's right. It's unbelievable.
He said,
I will take it every time.
He said, vote yes, more games, more money. Thank you.
And everyone else agrees too. I promise you that.
It was 52-48. I know somebody who agreed to. He's a special teams guy as well. He said, give me my money.
They want the money. I'll take more money.
800-990-3776. Dave from Aaron chimes in. Do we forget Simone Biles is married to a Packers player? Don't see that during the game. That's because Jonathan Owens isn't really highlighted for anything good. It's just been holding calls thus far on the special teams. And I will say, there is something about Olympic athletes where, like, it's a very big stardom, and she's still a huge star. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, she's not a worldwide star. She's not, like,
it's not
in
the Olympics
everyone's
right now.
face.
You got to be in the Olympics.
It's seasonal for the Olympics.
Thank you. 800-990-3776. Quickly to Ron in the Key. Ron, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
This isn't new. Like, it's not a new thing. Does anybody have a problem when they flash to Jack Nicholson or Denzel at Laker games? That's been done
It's
forever.
not over and over. Spike Lee? Okay,
they show Spike after, like, some type of play, but it's literally it's over and over and over.
MLB does it worse. They plant people from the network shows in the stands as if they're there organically watching the game when they're not.
17 times, Ron. I don't know how many breaks they have in a game, but 17 times they flashed her 17 times on the screen. She got more screen time than Aaron Rodgers.
Does this really take away from the viewing experience?
He played only 4 less plays than Aaron Rodgers.
That's good.
That's true.
Dropping Ron on that one, because once he does something good, he usually goes down from there. So, Ron, you're ending on a good note.
Does it really take away from the viewing experience that much?
No.
Like, does it really?
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very honest. So
I'm not going to lie. I'm a simpleton. I'm like, ooh, there's Taylor.
I was watching, of course, 90 Day Fiancé because I watched it every Sunday from 7 to 9, and then I tuned into the game fully, and I was already annoyed by 10 o'clock that we had this intense, close game, and they kept showing Taylor Swift during the intensity of the game.
Well, the good news is we'll be shifting to something different. KBN Academy. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman Academy. You guys are the professors. You guys Brad's got his master's degree with all those cool symbols next to his LinkedIn. Kyle, you got your master's degree, but nowhere near as smart as Brad. And I am, we're not going to go there. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light. KBN Academy, next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
How are you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing great. We just got out of the Packers locker room, and the whole time, Ben, I'm thinking, God, I just want to get out of here so I can go talk to those guys at 3:30. Like Jordan Love, wrap this thing up. Let's get on with it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We are seeing a slow ride along 43 southbound. An accident just south of Silver Spring. Looks like there may be a semi involved. That's blocking the right lane. So we are up to about a 19-minute ride now from Brown Deer Road into downtown. We've also got a broken down vehicle northbound 94 just south of Highway K in Racine County. Right lane is blocked right now with this disabled vehicle. Otherwise, you're finding your usual delays heading down southbound 41 from south of Capitol Drive down to Burleigh and then right around the curve at North Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by Evans Transportation in Delafield, where they provide customized logistics solutions to keep you and your business moving forward. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, mainly clear, a little muggy, low of 63. Then tomorrow, sunny, very warm, and a high of 85. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football guy.
I would love to go out, put pads back on, and block 7th graders. Does that make me a raging psychopath?
Football guy.
You're 6'3", 275 pounds.
Yeah, I wish.
Not exactly the same weight class.
Coming at it from different views.
Like, I legit was thinking, boy, I could really help this team.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Kessler's works with crazy genius diamond cutters around the globe.
But we keep our crazy genius jewelry designers right here at home,
where we can keep them busy.
Monica, I heard we gave our design team a challenge.
Yes. We gathered all 14 of them together and made their eyes sparkle with joy.
What did you say?
I said we wanted each of them to design a pendant that looks and feels like springtime.
Springtime! New life!
14 designers? 14 pendants?
Yes, and we manufactured exactly 8 copies of each of these 14 designer pendants.
There are only 112 of these limited edition pendants in the whole world?
Yep, and they will sell for only $299.
Wow.
One last thing, we're donating all the profits to the charity of the designer's choice.
Being employee-owned gives us the freedom to do fun things.
And then we share those things with you, the people we love.
See the crazy genius designer pendants at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
The all-new Potawatomi Casino Hotel has something you gotta see. Play more slots and games, and you could say, "Show me the money," to reveal up to 10 grand each Thursday. 800,000 in prizes is up for grabs. 40 winners each week. This October and November at Potawatomi, Milwaukee. When you're ready to win, just say, "Show me the money." More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is October 15th. If your family is interested in becoming part of the CMH tradition, make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 15th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. As the only school awarded the Exemplary Award for Academic Excellence by the Archdiocese, find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty, learn about all the clubs and extracurricular activities. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Grab somebody sexy, tell them, hey, give me everything tonight. Give me everything
tonight. On a Monday across ESPN Wisconsin, we are presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. Again, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace, might be taking a tinkle, I don't know where he's at. Chris Larson, Ryan Wollersheim, they're both helping us out run the show. We do have a little bit of breaking news that I think our great fans need to know about.
Oh, baby, now this
is some breaking news.
Per Craig Counsell, Brandon Woodruff will be out for the wild card series with a shoulder injury. The reason why I don't love that is because obviously if you were following, Brandon Woodruff only pitched about 11 innings earlier this season before he went on the injured list. All things look good. He was tracking to come back, in which he did, and has looked pretty solid for the most part. I don't like that news. I really don't. I don't like being we've had a lot of fun news. Dame to Milwaukee. Packers have been fun for good or for bad. This one puts a damper in me. The only reason why I'm okay a little bit is because I might get to see Thursday Wade Miley start. But I'd rather him be not the starter for Game 3. I wanted it to be Burns, Woodruff, Peralta. So a little bit of breaking news here, as it might be uncertain if he plays beyond the wild card series if they move on from that. Any quick reactions before we get to KBN Academy?
Just that hurts. I mean, pitching is one of this team's strong suits, and losing a guy like that hurts, and you want everything positive going your way, going into the playoffs. And, man, even a 3-game series, you can't let up, and every game matters. So this hurts. I have no doubt that, the players are going to step up, and Coach Counsell is going to do his thing to get guys and fill the role.
Coach Counsell?
That sounds different. Coach Counsell.
Coach Counsell? But the manager is the reason why they are here. Brandon Woodruff was not a part of this team for, I would say, 2/3 of the season, if not more. And they found a way to. Craig Counsell's really, really good. They've made the playoffs for the last 5 years. Pitching is a strength, but again, they still have a good, strong back end of the bullpen. It isn't great. I don't like that it's a shoulder injury. I don't like that, it came out of left field, no pun intended, but we'll monitor that and keep you updated as it comes. But for now, it's time to play a little KBN Academy.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, we really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
KBN Academy is presented by Circa Sports. Play the Circa Million and Circa Survivor with $14 million in guaranteed prizes only at Circa Sports. Enter in Vegas, play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Kyle and Brad and myself, we are your professors for the KBN Academy. We're going to give some statements. You got to give an A or an F. No B's, C's, or D's. It's an A or an F. Netflix DVD business is officially dead after 25 years. The company has terminated its DVD rental service with final mailings. A or F, you still have a strong DVD collection.
I guess, just because it's sort of collected dust, and at one time that was the thing. So I got a pretty good lineup of movies from like 2003 to 2010 that were a good time for movies we made then too. So I haven't sold them or got rid of them, so they're there somewhere. So give me an A for that.
That's a straight up F. No DVDs for me whatsoever. My parents have all the DVDs and stuff. I do not have any of the DVDs. I watch all Netflix, streaming, YouTube.
You're so cool.
Yeah, no.
Time.
Well, here's the thing, because when I bought my PlayStation 3, you know what PlayStation 3 had on it? Blu-ray. That was a whole big thing. And so I'm a douche for having, but not having DVD.
It was more so about you being above DVDs.
Well, no, I'm not above DVDs. It's just he talking about DVDs from 2003 to 2010. You kept them. You didn't leave them somewhere. You brought them with you.
What? I didn't throw them out. They're there somewhere.
All right, this is personal for me.
Okay, why is it personal for you?
Because this is a strong A. I love my DVD collection. I have it in a binder. I have a DVD binder, I have a DVD box, and I used to get made fun of on the previous show that it is Scalzo and Brust, because sometimes before I now have a lovely girlfriend that we are having a child, it was my way of Netflix and chill was like DVD. Do you want check out my DVD collection?
So do you used to bring the chicks over and say, "What do you want to watch?" and open it up. So they were
DVD binder, baby.
So here's my thing, though. The DVD binder, you took it out the actual case and put it in the binder, because usually a binder means it's bootleg. That's how you get the bootleg disc from the bootleg guy inside.
No,
the
when
binder.
I say I mean like a thick binder where you put the discs in like an old school CD binder you might have in your car.
But the DVDs are like big DVD cases. What about the DVD case?
No, the DVD case is like plastic and this big.
Yeah, but it's like this tall.
I know, but do you know I take the disc out and I put it in the binder?
So what do you do with the case? That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter.
The case is what is the nostalgia where you're able to go to the actual case that has the DVD case that has the DVDs in it.
I know, yeah.
So are you asking, like, how did you find a certain movie? Because if you had a couple hundred in here, I
memorized the order of the DVD binder.
What was your go-to?
Putting that to good use.
Wait, what was your go-to DVD for the ladies' night?
It's not my choice. It was never my choice. What appeases
rom-com section?
I mean, there was Pretty Woman. Yeah, like there was everything imaginable.
What's the one called? Not Tuck Everlasting, where the dude never aged. What was it called?
Dude never aged.
Oh no, the Notebook.
The Notebook.
Oh yeah, classic.
Well, they died together.
Oh, they died. I never made it through the whole movie.
Clearly. Gosh, where's the That's What She Said or something? I need something, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really made it through that one. Love and Basketball is mine though.
Okay.
Good choice.
See, everyone's got something.
Yeah.
Moving on to the weird broadcast. I hated it. The Toy Story universe took the NFL by storm for the Falcons-Jaguar London game featuring an animated broadcast called the Toy Story Fun Day Football on ESPN Plus and Disney Plus, using characters from Toy Story's movie located in Andy's room. Did you guys happen to see this or watch that?
I tuned in for about 10 minutes just because I had to see the final product.
Kyle?
Yeah, I watched it, yeah. I mean, it was on here and while I was doing Sunday Karma with Craig Carmazin.
A or F, you'd like to see the Packers game broadcast this way?
I'll do an F. I don't need to see that. I think seeing it once was enough for me. It's pretty cool, honestly. Players wearing the sensor in the ball, like it's pretty amazing.
What they
can
wore something?
Recreate that almost immediately. So it's pretty cool. I wouldn't watch a Packer game with it again, though. I'm cool to see 10 minutes and be like, all right, that's enough for me.
So let me get this straight. Y'all cool with Taylor Swift being on TV nonstop and the NFL changing the background of Taylor Swift?
It's not nonstop.
It was nonstop. It was nonstop. But y'all not cool with Toy Story and Disney and Pixar or whatever it was to be able to have?
I said that's good for me. I could see like a 4-year-old digging it.
Yeah, no, I'd give it an A because K-Wall, Kyle, love the kids. I like the fact that the kids get a chance to really enjoy sports in the way that they want to enjoy sports while watching Toy Story. They had the little slinky on the little floor. They had the thing coming down and putting the ball. It was a unique watching experience. Now, personally, I prefer watching it live action, but I think that's cool and cute that the kids get a chance to get attracted, and they're trying to really forget the Swifties, get the next generation of fans, the youth.
Oh my gosh! So he's okay with the youth watching NFL football.
Yes, I'm okay with the
potentially
youth
getting their brains botched in, growing up playing football, but people just enjoying that are Taylor Swift fans. Not okay. Yes. I'm an F. Like, it looks like a video game. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Even the people that like showed their kids were like, yeah, they watched it for 10 minutes, we're done. It was a waste of time. It was cool for 10 seconds, and I was like, this looks like I'm playing backyard baseball or backyard football on my computer just like 20 years later.
How is that a bad thing? Little Pablo Sanchez, Kenny, how is this a bad thing?
That was fun to play, but it's not fun to watch. If I want to watch football, let's teach them beating brains in for real.
For somebody that likes DVDs, you should like something like that gives you nostalgia.
If they only aired the Packer game like that and you couldn't watch it in real time, could you sit through it for 3 hours?
I hate that question because I would, but I'd hate every second of it. Like I'd want you can't watch football. I mean, I would. I'm just saying it's stupid.
Seeing Bijan Robinson, that's his last name, right?
Seeing the Toy Story version of Bijan catching it with one hand,
it's pretty dope.
Was not as cool as watching Bijan grip an actual football with his left hand out of the backfield.
I legitimately watched over and over Bijan break somebody's ankles in the little Toy Story thing.
Over and over.
It was pretty cool.
You're a child.
No, well,
you're a child.
It is. I am who I am.
800-990-3776. Adam and Madison chimes in. The Nickelodeon presentation was way better than Andy's room. I so they've done this thing where they've had like the slime, where I actually agree with that. I'd rather it be like a broadcast made for kids than a game simulation of all the crap that we saw on ESPN.
I didn't like that. You know why? Because you could still have cussing in the background. Because I believe
oh my
watching
gosh.
So because I want to protect children. want to protect children's
pro
ears.
kids.
No, I am. Yes, I am pro the future. Yeah, I'm sorry that I like the fact that I want America to have a bright future. I want the kids to love football. My goodness, and I don't want their ears to be, hearing that smut.
Smut.
You got some training you got to go through. You got a couple months to go through some
I
training.
do have some parental training, QR codes I got to link up to on my fridge with my girlfriend. We got to go through those.
Get him to do it, because he's going to be sitting there cussing in front of the baby.
What's the QR code? What does
Like to sign up for like a virtual class or something.
Oh, like educating yourself. Kind of thing.
For the baby.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur had a very, very short press conference. Joe Barry did not. Excited to hear from Jason Wilde on how he thought the Joe Barry press conference went. Coming up next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Well, it looks like they've been able to open the left lane on 43 southbound. It is right just south of Silver Spring, just before Hampton. It is an accident, and the right lane is blocked. A semi is involved with this, and it is going to be a slow crawl through that area. Be prepared for delays all the way stretching back to about almost Brown Deer Road. Southbound on 41, on and off the brakes, basically from Silver Spring all the way down to about Mayfair Road. And then along westbound 94, a little heavy right through the stadium interchange. Traffic is brought to you by the Golden Mast Inn. Looking for a perfect wedding venue? Open air terrace nestled over Okachi Lake. Weisgerber's Golden Mast, your wedding place on the lake. Visit goldenmastin.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a little bit muggy with a low of 63. Tomorrow, sunny, very warm, a high of 85. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's football season at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, featuring the best pool in history, Stadium Swim. 3 levels, 6 pools, and a 143-foot diagonal screen. Stadium Swim is America's favorite place to watch football. Located at Circa Resort and Casino, open 365 days a year, and it will be the place to be for Green Bay's first ever visit to Las Vegas. Plus, the ESPN Wisconsin team will be live on site. Book your stay today at circalasvegas.com. That's circalasvegas.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and you gotta love finding change in the junk drawer, or even better, a 20 in your laundry or pants pocket, right? But the best source of extra cash may be in the walls of your home. All right, wait. Now, put down the sledgehammer and tap into the value of your house by setting up a home equity line of credit and experience a state of tranquility, knowing funds are there when you need them. Get started at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broadhouse, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay. Visit MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com to book your trip today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Boom, 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 boom. Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you. And every Saturday night
you better start learning what that music means, because it's important music. It means Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch from 9 to noon across these very stations is joining Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. I'm Ben Brust alongside Brad, Kyle, Chris, Brian Walsh. I'm back in Madison. And we're excited to be joined by Jason right now. Jason, know you have a tight timeline, but I do want to get your thoughts on how Joe Barry's press conference went, because if I'm sure you remember, I've been talking about this. When you guys had the Bold-a-thon, I had said I don't think Joe Barry's going to make it through the entire season. Do you think I will be right or wrong?
Yeah, Benny, first of all, great question. I wish I could answer it from being there in person, but they decided to do those press conferences during Wilde and Tausch, so I wasn't in attendance.
Jerks. Which
annoyed me to no end. But I know they don't have to work around my schedule necessarily. I just wish they would. But look, I think my overarching view of it is, what is he going to say that's going to placate people? Is there anything he can say other than, I'm resigning? Right? Like, we're going to, when he says we're going to try everything and everything's on the table and all this other stuff, like, that's not, does that make you feel better as a Packers fan? I think probably not, right? Like, you don't want to hear anything. You just want to see him do, and the defense play better.
Has he ever really just come out, though, Jason, and been like, look, we've been bad, and I know we've been bad, and I'm going to fix it, right? Like, just something different than, like, like it's just like a lot of coach speak.
Well, right, but so I would respond to you then, right? And you played for Bo. What exactly did Bo say in press conferences? Obviously, you guys had a ton of success, but, like, what is it that people are going to be pleased to hear? Because coach speak is oftentimes what you say because you don't have any other answers, right? We're looking at everything, and we're going to change the lineup if we have to, whatever else. But like, short of what you just said, which maybe he doesn't, like maybe he doesn't believe.
You good, Jason? We're losing you.
Yeah, I'm in Luxembourg, Wisconsin. I don't know how the reception is here.
Oh.
Big volleyball match today. My point is that I don't think he's going to say anything that's going to placate people, and he's certainly not going to get up there and say, I'm going to get this fixed, because maybe he doesn't know if he can. Maybe he thinks that all these first-round picks are not good enough, and it's not the scheme, it's the execution. And I don't know. I will say this about him. He is not the type of person to throw others under the bus, but he's also not the type of person to say a whole heck of a lot in a press conference. So while I wasn't there, it's not like I would have asked a question that would have gotten him to say something. Instead, the issue is, quite frankly, I don't know if he knows all the answers, and I don't know what they're going to do to fix it, because they're basically asking him to run a defense that is not what they signed up to have him do. They hired him to run the Vic Fangio defense. You heard Matt LaFleur say on Friday that he doesn't like the fact that you play this shell coverage, especially against the run. Well, then why is he still here? Why didn't you hire somebody else that would run a defense that you like? Because you hired him to run this defense. And by the way, Vic Fangio was available a year ago. If you had decided to say, you know what, if we're going to run this, we're going to run it with somebody who knows what they're doing. Let's run it with the guy who invented this defense.
Talking with Jason Wilde here on KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Jason, I know this news came out on Thursday, but then it was the game, and then it was the reaction to the game, and I just want to hear what your opinions are on this. For David Bakhtiari, has he played his last snap as a Green Bay Packer?
Probably. Now, not we, because I wasn't standing there, but they were told today in that press conference with LaFleur that he was going to let Bakhtiari address that, and that he wasn't going to talk about it himself. So I don't know what that means. Tomorrow we have locker room. I will be there for that. I'm eager to see if David talks at his locker and see what he says. I think he wants to keep playing. I think he knows that he's a couple of really good years away from being a Pro Football Hall of Famer. Maybe less than a couple of years away from that. Maybe he could get in now. But when I look at his resume, it's pretty impressive. But the last couple of years, you guys are all competitors. How would you feel if you were unable to compete for the better part of 3 consecutive years? That's got to be pretty rough.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'd make me pull my hair out. It'd be so frustrating.
Yeah.
And you've got good hair.
I know. I want to keep it.
Kyle's got good hair.
Yeah, I had to teach.
Kyle's got great hair.
Thank you, Jason. You know it's not weave, right?
No, I know it's all you.
Thank you. Because
although I'm thinking about maybe getting a weave, and if I do,
I like that, Jason.
I kind of want to look like Brad.
Jason, I like that you culturally are aware of what weave is, unlike these two guys in here.
We asked today to learn.
Yeah.
No, well, yes.
Curiosity.
Yeah, so they are still learning. Jason, I just want to talk about a little bit about expectations. The Packers are 2-2, after 4 games of this season. As a Packers fan, should we be ecstatic about the fact that this team that had a lot of unknowns and really ended up having a lot of injuries is actually at 500 through 4 games?
I think so. I mean, look, you can look at it from 2 different perspectives, right? On one side, if we're being honest, there's a lot of bad football teams in the NFL right now, right? If you didn't watch some of the games that were played yesterday when the Packers weren't playing, I think you saw some pretty bad football.
A lot of average teams.
Yeah, and so, look, they beat the Falcons, who I don't think are very good, and they beat the Bears, who aren't very good, right? So how accurately can you figure out exactly how good these guys are? I'm not sure. But if we're doing it based on comparison to other teams in the league, they're better than some of the bad teams. And they might be good enough to be a playoff team by the end of the year. But as I look at what they've done, to me, especially when it comes to Jordan Love, the best thing that I've seen is actually the last game he played, to be fair. Like, I understand the outcome wasn't good. I know they weren't, they lost by the largest margin. But for him to come back the way he did and the duress he was under for that entire game and to play the way he did and play with the same type of fearlessness when we've seen young quarterbacks struggle to handle that kind of pressure and have it affect the way they performed, I'm sorry. I thought that was his biggest growth moment through 4 games. And he threw an interception. But he bounced back from that. He certainly, sacked 5 times? Like, I thought it was really encouraging what we saw from him. And if I'm a Packers fan, not only should I be ecstatic that they're 2-2, given the ups and downs of a young team, and the fact that their defense hasn't done a very good job, but I think your quarterback in defeat is pointed in the right direction.
Well, Jason, we know you got to run. Thank you for joining, and we will talk to you on Thursday.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations. He brought something up that sort of sparked some interest. I want to get Brad's opinion on that next. But first, I got to tell you about how you can get to and from every Green Bay home game this season. Milwaukee Broughthouse, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. So it's a no-brainer to book your round-trip ride from any of these locations, and you will also get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience. I've done it. I went on the buses. It's amazing. The check-in process, so simple, so easy. Get on the bus. Have a good time. Don't worry about getting stuck in traffic. Don't worry about, hey, I really wish I could be sleeping right now. You can on the way back on the buses. Visit MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com, GolfWanakee.com, find the Jacks website. Sign up for your book or for your ride to Green Bay. Got a couple weeks before they play at home, so get it done now. Make your plans for the home games. MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com and GolfWanakee.com. Got a question for Brad next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Yeah, let them do it. I ain't doing it.
You're not going to hurt our feelings.
Come on.
Just mine.
Homer, come on.
Yo, suck. I should be doing this time. I should be 2-6. That good enough for you? You need any more?
That's fair. Don.
Need any more? One?
Yeah.
Us?
Yeah.
Y'all
2, 3, 4.
You're all the same.
There we go.
Nobody's as good as me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Using the word black licorice is like being left-handed.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I think it's the same percentage of people like black licorice that are left-handed. You're partially left-handed.
I'm not left-handed.
No, if you don't left-handed.
If you don't.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
We all have someone we know or love that has been affected by some form of cancer.
No matter how well you love and support them and try to be there for them, you can never really know what a person is feeling after hearing the words, "You have breast cancer."
Only another person that has been through this experience can really understand what it feels like.
ABCD, After Breast Cancer Diagnosis, is a Milwaukee-based organization known around the world.
When someone calls ABCD, they are matched with a mentor who is a breast cancer survivor of similar age and has the same type of breast cancer who can provide hope when people need it the most.
Kessler's is excited to announce that we've designed 3 new Hope pendants to honor breast cancer patients, survivors, thrivers, and caregivers.
100% of the net proceeds, along with an additional donation from Kessler's, will support ABCD when you purchase the symbol of hope.
You can find a link with more information about ABCD, along with all 3 modern designs starting at just $75 in sterling silver and $598 in gold, online at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Pop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join. Following the bye week, the Wisconsin football team gets ready for Big Ten action to return this week as they play host to Rutgers for a homecoming game at Camp Randall Stadium this Saturday at 11 a.m. The Badgers and Scarlet Knights have gone head-to-head 4 times in history, with the first matchup coming back in 2014. Wisconsin has won all 4 games by at least 2 touchdowns, including their last meeting in 2021, the largest margin of victory, a 52-3 win for Bucky. According to ESPN.com's matchup predictor, the Badgers have a 79% chance of winning on Saturday.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is October 15th. If your family is interested in becoming part of the CMH tradition, make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 15th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. As the only school awarded the Exemplary Award for Academic Excellence by the Archdiocese, find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty, learn about all the clubs and extracurricular activities. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
Bucks basketball is back. A new era tips off with Coach Griffin at the helm and your favorite core back on the court. Don't miss a moment of the action, from the slam dunks to the electrifying victories and the roar of 18,000 fans, all unfolding live at Fiserv Forum. Secure your seats now to be a part of every incredible moment. Visit bucks.com/tickets and join us for an unforgettable season of Bucks basketball. There's a seat waiting for you at Fiserv Forum. Secure yours now at bucks.com/tickets.
Gabe, where do you think our group should be taking our golf trip next year?
Jason, I don't know. Do you have time to figure it all out and get all the reservations made? I certainly don't.
Not really. I mean, I'm so busy. If I only knew somebody to call that might do all the work for us.
Oh, I know about Wisconsin Golf Trips. Their main business is booking groups from around the world to play all the great courses in our state, but they're now doing outbound trips for groups each year to places like Michigan, Minnesota, and Nevada. Plus, Wisconsin Golf Trips is even booking custom packages for Scotland and Ireland.
Oh, wow. Let's hit them up.
WisconsinGolfTrips.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Wrapping up the Milwaukee-Madison portion of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman this Monday. Although the Green Bay Packers lost on Thursday, I don't think anything I saw yesterday showed me that they can't be a part of the average mix. And if just to be average, 8-9, 9-8, everyone's beatable, and that includes the Green Bay Packers, but someone who's not beatable is Gina Della from Pella. Whatever she's going to bring to you is going to be the best.
Gina Della from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Team Pella is always executing incredible plays. And these products with a limited lifetime warranty are going to blow your mind. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass. That's right. Between the glass, stylish windows with hidden screens make game days a breeze. This Pella Play proves to be a game-winning touchdown. Make monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door. Get a free quote from PellaWI.com today.
Per NBC Sports PR, this is the second most watched game yesterday night. The Chiefs-Jets since the opener of the season. 27 million people compared to 27.5 million on the opener. And to think that there was no Aaron Rodgers, it was Zach Wilson, that it was able to be the second most watched NFL game. Kyle, you got to just accept it. Also, per NBC Sports PR, Chiefs-Jets Sunday Night Football increases the female audience across all age groups, adding more than 2 million female viewers.
Yeah, a lot of people that don't know what they're talking about. Woohoo! Great, yeah.
And so you were pro adding the Toy Story broadcast who don't know what's going on?
Yes, the people that it's accepted to act like a child and a toddler and to be, enthralled into things, not these grown folks who are just following a grown woman who could just sing a little bit.
Why can't they just tune in however they want to tune in? Who are you to say who can watch a game and who can't?
Just like Ben's girlfriend said, is Taylor Swift game on? I don't like that. That's the integrity of the NFL is greater than that.
Hey, don't you say you don't like that. She can have her opinions.
Oh, okay. So you're a feminist for Taylor Swifties now, huh?
Yeah.
All right, now you little feminist, you.
Yeah.
I will say that I'm all for the ratings. I love it. I love to hear that. The NFL changing their Twitter banner picture to Taylor Swift, that's too far.
Oh,
No, that's too far.
You go all in, you go all in.
Show her for 5 seconds at a time sounds good. There are superstars that given their life to this game. And then to put her as your Twitter banner picture, that's ridiculous.
The given their life thing is unfortunately a little too close to home.
It is. Mark Hamlin legitimately was on the field and they had to resuscitate him and he didn't get his face on there as like showing like some pride and like support.
Yeah, no. I mean, he wasn't the Twitter batter for the NFL.
No, he wasn't.
There's no doubt about it.
So the NFL, they don't care about their players.
So Brad, we did just talk to Jason Wilde, and he was mentioning Joe Barry. And at this point, as the Packers defensive coordinator, is there anything that he can do that he could say that would change the minds of Packer fans and get them excited or make them feel like, things are changing? How closely, when you were in an NFL locker room, did the players actually follow or care about what the coaches said?
Players were not actively following what the coach is saying and the words that were said and the questions that were asked. The only time we would know is if the coach said something that was, kind of, trendworthy, right? Where it's like got viral in some kind of way because we all have these devices, right? And we all follow certain people and it's impossible to miss something if your coach said something of note. And maybe that happened once a month, right? Where someone like Coach Rivera or Coach Bradley would get fired up at the podium and say a little something. I mean, I would imagine the players were aware of Coach LaFleur's like David Bakhtiari's "he's injured" comment. I'm sure they were aware of when he said that's a BS question. Those kind of things they were made aware of, not because they're seeking it out, because it just comes across their timelines and because it's viral. So you usually see it, but then with that being said, the coach in the team meeting will be like, yeah, I said that. They asked me this question. I'm going to stand up for my guy, whatever else. Usually it was addressed in a team meeting. I can't remember a time where it was ever like a big deal where I was like, wow, I cannot believe coach said that. So guys don't really follow it that much. And their goal is to not get to that viral moment. So guys aren't sweating it or looking for it unless something big is said.
I just feel like some of the comments that LaFleur has made, the adjectives we have discussed over the last week that LaFleur said, that has to be heard in the locker room. Like, that's a challenge to the guys in the locker room of basically we have to be better.
Well, those were certainly heard, right? Because those would be another one of those comments that would be viral of sorts. There's been a lot of viral moments already for the Green Bay Packers this season. The thing that is the truth, though, is that he's saying this to their faces anyway. I guarantee he went in front of the team and said, our defense got shredded, and used all of the adjectives, maybe came down on them harder. So the guys aren't losing or gaining respect for him by what he says at the podium. If anything, it's a watered down version of what he's saying to the team. So, no, I mean, players They already have an opinion on Matt LaFleur. It's not going to be dictated on what he says at the podium.
Well, I mean, to me, again, I tend to agree. He's been the head coach long enough. So once you've been around guys, and a lot of these guys have been the core of this team for so long, you can't change your identity, right? It's hard to be like, I'm one person for 3-4 years and then another person now that Aaron Rodgers is gone. But we'll continue to see how closely Matt LaFleur aligns himself with Joe Barry. And if you missed it, I'm going to say something fun, but I'm also going to let you know that Brandon Woodruff, if you missed it, is not going to be a part of the wild card series at American Family Field. But we will, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. On Tuesday afternoon, we are going to be broadcasting live from X Golf at American Family Field to celebrate hopefully the start of a deep playoff run. Again, coverage on 94.5 ESPN is going to be Tuesday afternoon, 2 to 5, also on ESPN Wisconsin from 2 to 4. But just make sure you are ready to go. Tomorrow, the first game, Brewers, playoffs. Let's do this. 414 hour at Foe. Next.
Problems continue along southbound 43. Not only do we have a big accident just south of Silver Spring with the right lane blocked, a semi looks to have pinned a car up against the wall, but in the backups of this, we got a broken down vehicle right about at just past the Good Hope Road on-ramp, and that's blocking the left lane. So it's a bit of a gauntlet heading through there, so give yourself tons of extra time if you do have to go through there. Better yet, just avoid that area. Northbound on 94 Elm Road, we've got an accident off on the left shoulder. Luckily, it is out of traffic, so at least you'll be able to get through that area. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, mainly clear, a little muggy with a low of 63. Then tomorrow, sunny, very warm, a high of 85. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
Hey Brewers fans, our favorite season is here, October baseball. Now's the time to put your wallet in winning mode with Wintrust Community Bank's most popular checking account. Open a Total Access checking account today and score yourself a $300 bonus with qualifying activities. Think about all the extra brats that you'll get. Experience the playoffs and banking as it should be. Visit wintrust.com/Brewers October. Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. Different approach, better results. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Only $100 required to open. No minimum monthly balance or monthly maintenance fees. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We them boys. We them boys.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
And we are presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. That was Kyle Wallace. All fresh with all natural hair, no weave. Just fresh, twisted braids?
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to get a little disrespectful. No weed. Yes, no, yeah, we ain't got to mention it.
I'm trying my best.
Just say you got retwisted. Kyle Wallace with the fresh retwist. Make sure you hit us up on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube so you can see his fresh twist. And wait till tomorrow when he gets his fresh lining, which he may get today, a fresh lining so he look extra clean.
What's the difference between a braid and a dread?
Oh, gosh, this is like this.
You said, we were talking about dreads earlier. Now you said braid.
These are fair questions,
You didn't correct him.
No, these are, so braids. So dreadlocks, dreads are when they take your hair and they twist it, right? They take a piece of your hair and they twist it, and then they put a clip in it so it locks together. And a braid is where they literally just take your hair and they take a strain here, or whatever, and they braid it.
All natural. There's no clip or anything.
Well, the clip is just to hold it. That's natural as well. Like it's both natural. A braid.
No, clip isn't natural, Kyle.
Come here, Brad. Brad, you want to come here? You want to be an example really quickly?
Yes.
Here, come here, Brad.
Take it off.
So you might need to sit in this. I might need to take this chair
if
down.
you can explain right now what Brad is coming over.
So Brad is coming to sit in this chair right here. I'm going to take Brad hair. So imagine if you're listening, if you take your hair right.
Hang on. So real quick. So we are streaming on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You also can find us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Brad Nortman has taken off his headset. He's got a nice little it's
enough hair to
little military cut action going right now.
Disciplined guy here. He smells good too. He smells really good. I don't know what you use.
All right, so now you're gonna braid his hair.
So now, I'm gonna show you a twist. So what a twist is, you grab hair. Imagine if you're listening, you grab some hair here, you take it and you just twist it in a circle like this, right? So you twist it. Now you see how it now is like all tight in a line like that?
Yes, you have a group of one part of his hair that you've twisted.
And then what happens is they put a clip in it so it just stays like that. So then he has a dread. You see how this hangs like that?
Hey!
The Rasta?
Hey!
And now a braid is when you take one strand of hair, another one, and sometimes they take three.
Three, right?
And then you weave it kind of, and I hate to use the word weaving, you kind of braid it all together like that. You kind of see what I'm doing, where you take three.
Interacting.
Yeah, the hair's interacting. And so you see the difference between twisting one versus taking three strands of hair?
Yeah, so what do you have?
I have dreads. You see, look at the one. There's just one thing that's twisted. If I was to take these dreads and like braid them together, then that would be braided.
Have you ever braided them together?
I have, yes.
Don't like it? Not a fan?
No, yeah. If somebody did it for me a long time ago. I don't.
You don't want to go there.
I don't want to go there. I don't.
All right. I won't press.
When it was like that, but it wasn't long.
I have to go back and watch the replay of that so I can get the view of how that actually looks.
I'm just gonna be honest with you.
How did I look? Did I look all right?
So I'm not trying to. I don't want to bring race into this, but it tends. White guys that wear dreads tend to be a little like grungy, a little dirty, a little hippie. You guys don't really. You guys aren't like the hippie.
That's me.
I couldn't pull it off.
We're grungy guys.
I mean, come on. You guys have seen white guys with dreads before. It's a little questionable.
Yeah,
questionable. Yeah, they might hit the high ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers once in a while.
Well, I'm not here to judge. If you're
nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
it
just takes a certain style.
You're taking out the dreads, folks, right now.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that you two don't strike me as the white dreadhead guys. That's all right. You're not the roster of redheads. It's all right.
800-990-3776. That's how you can get a hold of us if you need dread or braid advice, or you can check it out on YouTube to see Kyle braid or put dreads in Kyle's hair.
I'm glad I can make you both culturally competent. That's a good thing.
I'm learning so much.
That's what this is. We talked about the dream before that Martin had. This is the dream he had. This is what he wanted, and look at what we're doing in 2023.
Here we are.
We deserve a pat on our back.
I don't know if this was part of Martin's dream as well, but it's part of my dreams is continuing to hear fun content that comes from the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, I know I if you missed it, Brandon Woodruff is not going to play in the wild card series. I do have the full confidence that manager Craig Counsell will be able to figure out how to get by the Arizona Diamondbacks, hosting 3 games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday if necessary. But I thought this was great because, man, just listen for yourself.
Today's attendance sponsored by the All of Us Research Program Wisconsin. Attendance today, 42,946. Another sellout. Mastroboni waits, junk deals. And that's strike one. Truly takes all of us to define causes of illness.
You think Jeff knew what he was doing? That's my guy Jeff Levering on the Brewers Radio Network. Junk delivering to Mastroboni? Are we doing this for real?
He had to have known, and what a pro. What a pro for continuing through. Didn't even miss a beat. I mean, that you can't make that kind of stuff up. It's like an SNL skit right there.
Oh my gosh. Get your minds out of the gutter here.
What do you mean?
Brad, do not let Benjamin over there drag you down, Bradley.
Corrupt my mind.
You know what Ben is? Ben, when I was in school, I went to summer school one time, and there was a kid in the summer school. My mom, she also taught at the school, and she knew this one boy in the school that was, had a little behavior issue. She didn't really want me hanging around him because of behavior issues. Ben is a behavioral issue student, and you're sitting in here, you're following behind. Do not fall into that, Bradley. Do not fall into that dangerous student of Benjamin that he is.
So you're
Today's attendance sponsored by the All of Us Research Program Wisconsin. Attendance today, 42,946. Another sellout. Mastrobuoni waits, junk deals.
Come on,
the way he says junk, he must have known. He must have known.
No, he's doing his job. He's supposed to say junk. He's just doing his job. The way he said is how he says it. Come on now, let's get our heads out the gutter.
He could have said his full name. He could have said his full name.
I mean, you don't usually say people's full name the whole time. He said Mastrobuoni and junk and.
Hey, why are you putting those two together?
What makes Mastrobuoni even funny?
Come on, Kyle.
Boney is not boner, it's bony.
We know
the master part.
Thank you, Chris.
What about
when
Master
Chris
Boney?
has to say it, that's when you know you're out of control.
Wait a minute. So what makes it so like it's Boney, Master Bone? I'm just what are we not? Are we? Help me explain.
Take a deep breath.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out why Master Boney is hilarious to you all.
I mean, Kyle. Are you serious right now? When you have to talk about the joke, that's when the joke's done.
You gotta explain.
The joke's done.
Well, you gotta explain to me. Like, what is a master bony? It's not again. I don't even like saying boner on air because my mother's listening. And I feel disgusting.
You don't
when I
have
say
to keep saying it. By the way,
you're overusing it.
You are ruining this by doing too much. You are doing the most right now.
If it was the other way, like if that was it with master in front of it, that's hilarious. But like bony, like anything could be bony or master bone. What's the name? Master Bony or Master Bone?
Kyle, I don't even know what to do because he keeps saying junk and Master Boney and then taking different words of each and just saying.
I'm trying to understand why y'all was in the minds
flooding
the
airwaves with.
So the Braves will go from Johnson to Hand, and the batter will be Mastrobuoni. That's probably a good thing. Jeff Francoeur's in the other booth.
That was on the Atlanta Braves broadcast. That was from a week ago. So you're telling me that Jeff play from the Brewers radio network that he didn't hear that? I know he knows Brandon Gaudin.
That the last one was funny because he said Johnson. Everybody knows what Johnson means, and everybody knows a hand. Let me stop. You know what? I'm
so
done.
the Braves will go from Johnson to Hand, and the batter will be Mastrobuoni.
That's funny.
Now play the Brewers one. You're telling me a week later this isn't paying homage to that?
Oh gosh,
Mastrobuoni waits, junk deals.
Come on. That's good stuff. I'm glad you're starting to come around, Kyle. 800-990-3776. Brandon Woodruff out for the wild card for the Milwaukee Brewers. But I still believe Freddie, Wade Miley, Corbin Burns, those three will be able to get it done. The status for Woodruff is still uncertain beyond the wild card. But I do want to get back to Joe Barry, because I think this is a conversation that we started to have with Jason Wilde. But when Rob Domofsky joined Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning on 94.5 ESPN, he made some interesting comments in regard to Matt LaFleur and staying close to his guy Joe Barry and how that could affect him moving forward. Chris, if we could pull up the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy clip from Rob Domofsky this morning.
Yeah, but no, you're right. It is part of the job, and I had somebody tell me that was close to LaFleur, really likes him, that said, look, if Matt doesn't realize this, it's going to cost him his job, right? Like if he can't fire a guy who is his friend or a really good, professional business partner that he's worked with a long time, then it's going to cost him his job. And this is coming from someone in the LaFleur camp. So it's a very real thing. And he's fired 3 coordinators, I believe, if I have this right. He fired Mike Pettin, even though they called that a parting of the ways. And then he fired 2 special teams coordinators. So I understand as a coach you don't want to have the reputation of just firing coaches left and right. That makes it harder for people to come work for you. It makes the guys that work for you like looking over their shoulder, and that's not a great work environment. But for the betterment of the organization, you sometimes have to make those moves. And if he doesn't, like that person that's close to LaFleur told me, it might cost him his job.
Oh, my goodness. He said it. He said the reason why he brought back Joe Barry last year. You can't listen.
Friends.
No, not friends. You can't be the guy known in the league that's going to fire people. That's what it is. You don't want to have that reputation of a guy only gets 1 year in order to try to do something right. Was 1 year or 2 years? This is the second year. Yes,
2021 he was hired. I think.
2021 was hired. So this is his third season.
Yes,
third season.
And so you don't want to be the guy that be too quick with the trigger. That's what it comes down to, because he fired Mike Pettin and then he will be firing Joe Barry, and it's going to be help me, my goodness, this is year 5 or 6 with him as a coach.
It's year 5.
Yeah, year 5 is coaching. Thank you. I don't do math.
I got you.
So basically, having 2 defensive coordinators and then having 3 within 5 seasons, that's not going to be great. So that's the exact reason why he didn't fire him, because he was worried about getting a reputation of putting the blame on other people.
See, but at the same time, I'd rather have a reputation of firing someone for not getting results than to holding on for somebody too long and then ultimately being my reputation of, especially when it's my friend that I brought back that's not helping me win football games, and especially when they lose football games, it seems to be in a consistent fashion of the defensive run game is not able to figure it out. So again, that for me, I'd rather be known as the guy that's getting rid of people to try and win than the guy who brings back his friend who was the defensive coordinator for the 2008 0-16 Lions.
There's a couple things that are working for Joe Barry to help him stay there. One, we all know, it's one of Matt LaFleur's good friends. That's one of the reasons why you don't hire a friend in the first place, because it's going to muddy the conversation, the decision-making. But the Packer organization, number 2, they tend to be more patient, more loyal. They're not going to be quick on the trigger to get rid of somebody. It's not the way they operate. But make no mistake, I mean, I said it before, but the players in the locker room, I mean, they know that this is something where it's you perform or you go home, and the coaches are under the same expectation. And I'd seen it plenty of times throughout my career where players, coaches, whoever it is, if you're not playing or performing to a standard, you lose respect really quickly in the building, and you have to perform. So my fear is that it's already happened and it's just already too late. So Matt LaFleur needs to have a pulse on that and do what he needs to do in order to correct it.
So, I mean, if you go to a job, right, and before you get hired to the job, you ask, so the person in this position before, what happened to them? Oh, we fired them. Oh, how long? We fired them after 1 year. Oh, okay. What about before that? Oh, they lasted 18 months. Oh, the person before,
but that's not fair.
It is though. If you are a top, so okay, if you're
it's common practice to get rid of guys that aren't people you brought in.
Fangio, right, and you go and you have an opportunity to go somewhere, you're a hot commodity. Why do I go to Green Bay if I know a guy like Mike Pettin couldn't last under this guy? Or I know a guy like Joe Barry, who I don't know if he's a disciple, but somebody who tried to run the same defense as he did. He didn't last here. How short is my leash here? And then on top of that, if we don't do well, I might be out of a job, because if this team doesn't perform well, I might only be here 2 years because Matt LaFleur might get fired. Everything's about job security and having the faith to know that I have time to build something up. And that's why I think he had no choice but to keep Joe Barry around for another year, because he does not want to have that reputation. The last thing you want is a negative reputation like that to precede you.
But I think the difference is the job that you would be applying for would be like the Navy SEALs, where it's like, okay, there's only a few of them around, and I know if you don't perform, you're going to be kicked out anyway. So there's an understanding that performance is everything, and if they were to look at the other coaches, they'd be able to understand, yeah, you didn't perform. I get it, and I'd be in that same situation if I did the same thing. So, I mean, yes, you don't want to be the organization that cycles through coaches, but there's an understanding that, like, there's only so many D coordinators there, and if you're struggling, they all get it because they've all been fired.
Well, why couldn't the Packers, and you guys might not be able to answer this question, but why is it that the Packers weren't able to hire anybody better than Joe Barry a couple years ago? Because we know that we put the offer out there to my goodness gracious,
Jim Leonard.
I'm sorry, I'm tripping here.
You good today?
No, I'm doing all right. Jim Leonard. So you put the offer out to Jim Leonard. He said no. There was nobody else out there that potentially wanted to have that job, especially with the team that the Packers had at the time, with a quarterback on this roster.
Well, I mean, it is interesting that maybe they put themselves in a bad spot by putting all their chips into the Jim Leonard basket, thinking that he was going to be the guy. And then, again, Matt LaFleur, he had worked with, I believe, Joe Barry in L.A., I want to say, when he was there. So, again, they had crossed paths, and that's when it becomes a familiarity thing and a trust thing. You want to, like, I don't want to say you don't want to hire friends. You do want to hire people that you've been around and trust. And so I think this is where it got overlap. The trust with the actual results of what Joe Barry gave you. And where I think you're being a little bit unfair to Matt LaFleur is anybody who comes into a head coaching situation, you typically want to have your guys there. He inherited Mike Pettin. And I bet you if you asked Matt LaFleur if he could go back in time, if he would have kept Mike Pettin versus fire him, and again, they had a parting of ways, but it's a firing. It's just all from a PR standpoint. And fire him or get rid of him and then have Joe Barry come in, I guarantee he wishes he would have ran it back with Mike Pettin, because Mike Pettin's defense in 2019 was was a major reason why, other than the run defense, they made plays. That defense got after the quarterback, and to be honest, that was the one time Goot actually invested in the defense from a free agency standpoint. They brought in Zadarius Smith, they brought in Preston Smith, and they brought in Adrian Amos. What have they done since then other than draft guys? And then, I mean, obviously they picked Rasul Douglas up, Devondre Campbell, and signed him, but they didn't make
discount guys.
I know. I'm just saying that's my point. Is they haven't done what they've been able to do since 2019. Since then, and that's go out and find guys to make an impact on the defense that they didn't draft or pick up and find their way onto the roster.
I think Brad said it earlier. He talked about the positions that you want to have leaders at that are the defense. He said the safety position, the linebacker position, and the outside, inside linebacker position, and then also the outside linebacker position. And the Green Bay Packers have drafted all three positions, and they missed on one for sure. The other one, he just is not mentally mature enough at this point to be a leader in Quay Walker. And then Rashawn Gary, he just may not be that guy that brings that level of intensity and leadership, though he is a great player. So the Packers just missed.
Yeah, well,
they don't have enough dogs. I can tell you that much. They don't have enough dogs.
They don't have any dogs. They don't have any real dogs.
And that's why every time the dog of the game is happening on our Green Bay Game Day post-game show, brought to you by Sit Means Sit, I always hear Tausch and Homer going with an offensive player right now. It's because there's no dogs. I want it to be Kenny Clark. I want it to be Quay. I want it to be Jair when he's out there. You know, I want it to be certain guys to click, but it's just not all the time. But if your actual pet dog doesn't always listen to you, maybe they need to listen to Joe Barry more, maybe they don't. We'll figure that out later. But if you ask yourself, why aren't my puppies listening to me? Look no further than Sit Means Sit. You can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. Contact Sit Means Sit Dog Trading in Milwaukee or Waukesha for a free consultation. Matt Meitner's team will help take care of you. SitMeansSit.com. Check out the Milwaukee or Waukesha pages and stay tuned for next Monday. Man, we got a long way still to the Packers play for a little Green Bay props and preview, also presented by Sit Means Sit. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman next, presented by official beer of the NFL, Bud Light.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Did you play cans as a kid?
Cans?
Stop playing. Y'all know what cans is? Y'all know what cans is?
Can you say what cans is,
so y'all never took a basketball. You never had, have a soda or something like that. You crushed the can, and then you put it on the ground, and then you walk about 10 feet the other direction, crush that can, put it in the ground, and you take a ball, and you try to hit the can with the ball.
Are y'all that sounds like a horrible game.
I'm worried about it for 5 minutes.
Don't be culturally insensitive.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We do still have some big problems along 43 southbound. Just south of Silver Spring, we have a semi that ended up pinning a car up against the sidewall. So now we've got all lanes of traffic on 43 southbound blocked. It is just a parking lot stretching all the way into Ozaukee County. A tow truck is on the scene hooking it up, and hopefully it'll get it out of there sooner rather than later. But this has just been a nightmare. There's no real good alternate route because of all the construction going on. Along the lakefront might be an option, or possibly along Green Bay Avenue. Teutonia, I know, has some construction on it, so that might not be the best way to go. However, you could go all the way west to 41. It's still slow, but at least it's moving from Silver Spring all the way down past Mayfair Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear, a little muggy with a low of 63. Tomorrow, sunny, very warm with a high of 85. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
From the tee box to the green and everything golf related in between.
Who's number one?
Max.
Yeah, Max Homa's number one. It's not even close, right?
On the tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson.
Just because he's been so open and honest already, you get a couple drinks in that guy, like, how open is he going to be?
On the tee with Gabe and Stephen, presented by Wisconsin Golf Trips. Tuesday night at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, and available with Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts.
Here in Wisconsin, a good old-fashioned is an important way of life. And that's where my friends at Perky's Old Fashioned come in. Hey, it's ESP Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to tell you about the easiest way to put together an Old Fashioned. Perky's offers both brandy and bourbon Old Fashioned mixes. And get this, the booze is already in there. Just add the soda of your choosing, and you'll have Grandma Perky's Old Fashioned in the palm of your hand. Perky's is locally made and great for get-togethers of all kinds. Get perked up and head to perkysspirits.com for your nearest Perky's location.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. We hear stories every day in our clinics that what used to work for guys doesn't anymore. Increase cardio, cut out certain food, nothing stops the changes in their bodies, especially the weight. The fact is, years of decreasing testosterone has packed on the belly fat that won't go away. We've introduced a medication, semaglutide, that helps drop 15% of the body weight on average while preserving testosterone. Join the over 20,000 Mentality clients and jumpstart your results. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Men's wedding bands made from whiskey barrels and meteorites.
Welcome to Kessler's.
The workplace has changed a lot thanks to technology, and more recently, the shift to a flexible or remote schedule. Your business must adapt to maintain a great culture, attracting quality candidates and keeping them. You need Smart Spaces. The team of interior integrators at Smart Spaces brings creativity and expertise, assessing the walls, ceiling, lighting, flooring, furniture, and audiovisual systems to create places that matter in the modern world, fully functional for those in the building and for others to interact remotely. Get started today at smartspaceswi.com.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See show for details. Offers on 10/31/2023.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I need somebody who can love me at my worst. No, I'm not perfect, but I hope you see my worth. 'Cause it's only you, nobody knew I put you first.
The future of joint pain relief is right here in Milwaukee. Hey, it's Brad Nortman. Let me tell you about my friends at QC Kinetics and their advanced regenerative medicine. If you've been told that you need steroids or surgeries and those are your only options for joint pain, don't be so fast. Make sure you get a second opinion and learn about how much you can harness your body's own healing power to attack that joint pain that you're experiencing. I'm talking about lasting relief. QC Kinetics doesn't just mask the pain. These treatments are used to going to the very root of the problem, using concentrated healing properties placed directly into your joint to restore and repair that damaged tissue. Imagine living your life this fall, right now, with no more pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, your back. You can live in motion and you don't need to worry about taking more drugs. There's no downtime and there's no surgery. Life is all about being in action and on the go. And QC Kinetics is giving people their lives back with these all-natural treatments. Call the local medical professionals and get a free consultation today. That's QC Kinetics, which is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Again, that's 414-285-3474.
If you missed it, this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, 94.5 ESPN, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. Brandon Woodruff is not going to be playing in the wild card series, and he broke down at the podium, I saw, talking about how, just coming back from injury, a flare-up from the shoulder, it's impacted him quite a bit, so hopefully the clubhouse can rally around him and get through the first series there. In other news, Damian Lillard of the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, I said that, and it's still shocking. I saw a picture, and it was Dame and Giannis. Still shocking. Earlier today, cheers to John Horst for bringing Damian Lillard here. I'll tell you what. I just think when you look at Damian Lillard and his demeanor and now Drew Holiday's gone to Boston. I just think, again, John Horst and what he did. I want to replay this from earlier, Chris. Giannis Antetokounmpo at Bucks Media. There you are. I couldn't see you back there. Giannis Antetokounmpo at Bucks Media Day talking about why he didn't sign his extension this summer.
It did not make sense to sign a contract right now, because money is not important. A lot of money is important. So I'm going to sign it next year.
Yeah, and like that ending, all of that is amazing. Giannis being in full Giannis mode, having fun, joking, talking about money, and then talking about literally signing it next year. And you can follow along. Go to 620 WTMJ to see an exclusive that there was a one-on-one that our company did, ESPN Wisconsin, 620 WTMJ, 117 The Truth, did with Giannis. And while he was playing Uno, that's a good way to get people to talk, playing a nice game of Uno. But to me, this is why this is a huge win for the city of Milwaukee. And like, there's not going to be anything bigger in terms of a superstar in this state. Jordan Love has a chance to show that, right? Christian Yelich had his chance. He didn't do it. But Giannis has an opportunity moving forward with Dame here to get a second championship and potentially a third championship. And I'm not even like someone who gets too championship heavy. Like, I understand how big the task is, but when you have one of the greatest players in the world talking about re-signing because he knows Damian Lillard's here, this is a huge year for the Milwaukee Bucks, because if they can become championship contenders and go to an NBA championship, you're going to get Giannis to sign that extension. And as a Milwaukee native, Kyle, and someone who grew up around the suburbs, Brad, has there ever been anything like this where you've seen a superstar talk about staying in this city like this?
No, this is something that's very, very special. As a Milwaukee sports fan, we're always concerned about somebody leaving, right? And so the excitement around many years ago, we can go back talking about the Brewers as we kind of mentioned them before, is that we're excited to be able to have Prince Fielder as long as we did, but we knew Prince Fielder eventually was going to be leaving for the money. The fact that Ryan Braun was around for as long as he was like a big deal here in Milwaukee. So we lost Ray Allen. We weren't able to keep him. And so being able to keep a guy like Giannis here and have him say on national TV or on the press conference after, a month ago, talking about how he may not be here, talk about how he wants, basically, he won't sign now because of this, because of the money, but he'll be signing next summer. That's a big deal. It's not like Giannis is just some really good player. Giannis is one of the greatest of all time. Like, he is in the conversation for being one of the best players, especially at his position. So this is something that we have not been able to see. And for us Milwaukee Bucks fans and us people who have gone through the trenches in the gutter with these teams, this just warms our heart to see that we have a guy that's committed to staying here and being part of Milwaukee.
Well, it's particularly important in the NBA market, right? Because we've had quarterbacks like Favre and Rodgers who have stayed with Green Bay, but Green Bay's brand is massive.
It's a huge brand.
It's a huge brand. But then you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, they've been able to hold on to guys for some time, like Robin Yount and Ryan Braun and Christian Yelich. And so they've been able to hold on to guys. It's particularly hard to do this in the NBA, where NBA guys, just given the culture, tend to go to the more glamour markets. So for the Milwaukee to be able to have a guy and then not like Kareem, where having the opportunity then to go to LA, but to make the rational, logical, your own choice of I'm going to stay here. I mean, how much could that mean for a city? And also in a league where you need a superstar to win a championship. You need a great quarterback in the NFL, but in Major League Baseball, you could have the right ingredients of guys. You don't necessarily need the best player in the league. In the NBA, you need the best player in the league to win a championship. So the fact that he'd stay in Milwaukee, man, unbelievable.
Only a couple teams really have a chance. When's the last time, when's the last time a team that did not have a superstar won an NBA title? I can only think back to years ago.
Almost this past season, because I don't consider Jimmy Butler a superstar. They were an 8 seed.
4-1? No, they didn't almost win it. They just went to the finals.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's really hard to think. It's a star-driven league.
Yeah, and the team I was thinking of, and they have Hall of Famers on the team. Is basically the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, yes. Yeah. But that team was ridiculous in terms of they probably had 4 all-stars, maybe not one superstar, but if you could put together a team that fits like a glove, it was that team. My goodness.
No,
No, I just want to reiterate, like the job that John Horst did after Giannis talked about potentially like not leaving, but putting the pressure. He put the pressure on the team. And when you put the pressure on the team and the team trades one of his best friends and you see him smiling, cracking jokes at media day, you just get a shift in perspective as you get older. You want your legacy, right? He has kids now. It's like, what am I going to leave behind from a basketball standpoint? Now, he always has wanted to be the best at everything he does. He plays harder than anyone I've ever seen, right? You go to those games, he'll have his hands on his knees every single game because he plays that hard every moment. And now know that he'll be paired up with Dame Lillard, and this team has a chance to win. And I mean this when I say this, 2 titles within the next 5 years.
I like it.
That is a huge deal for the city of Milwaukee, and I can't wait to see how it continues to grow. Again, the Brewers start tomorrow. We're going to be out at American Family Field's X-Golf. Kyle Brust and Nortman live from 2 to 5 there. And all of the Brew from October coverage on 94.5 ESPN is brought to you by Network Health and also sponsored by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. So again, make sure you get excited. I know we just told you Brandon Woodruff out for the wild card. We still got 3 studs. We still got Corbin. We still got Freddie. We still got Wade Miley. So make sure you cheer up and get geared up for the Brewers. We're going to be live at X-Golf at American Family Field tomorrow. So, Brewers in the playoffs. Giannis is back. Badger football chance to win the West.
Oh, yeah.
Badger basketball is going to be solid. They're going to be solid.
Let's go. Keep it coming.
Now, I got to stop there because I still don't know what the Packers are just yet. The NFL is very top-heavy and very blah everywhere in the middle, and Packers are in that blah. And I think that's okay. I think they're still figuring out who they are. But Brad Nortman, what did you have going on? A meat fest?
It's Meat Fest.
Brad will tell you about his meat fest next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
I was about to go get on the highway, and I had the bubble guts, Kyle. Ooh. So it was either get on the highway and gut it out. And this is the first time in my life I've ever had to do this. I did not get on the highway.
No, you didn't.
I went straight, and then I went left into a industrial area, and I squatted like a dog.
No, you didn't.
And I pooped.
Wait, time out, Ben. There were so many other options.
There were not. It was life or death.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Massive delays continue along 43. In fact, don't even think about taking it right now. It is because of an accident. It's a semi involved. It looked like they pinned a car up against the wall just south of Silver Spring. So now all the lanes are blocked right now as the tow truck is there trying to get it out of there. So big delays all the way back to Brown Deer Road. We've also got northbound, everybody slowing down to take a look at this. So we're seeing backups out of the Fond du Lac Avenue area all the way up to that scene. Some of the alternate routes you could take is along the lakefront, or else possibly 76th Street might be an option as well. 41 is an option, but it's still slow from Appleton Avenue all the way down and around to about Mayfair Road. Going to be a bit of a slow ride. Also an accident 43 southbound on the Rock Freeway at Moreland Road off on the left shoulder. Traffic is brought to you by Golden Mast Inn. Make plans this Sunday. Enjoy their all-you-can-eat champagne brunch for 10:30 until 2. Call the Golden Mast and make reservations now. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a little bit muggy with a low of 63. Tomorrow, sunny, very warm with a high of 85. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, Nitro Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
The all-new Potawatomi Casino Hotel has something you gotta see. Play more slots and games, and you could say, "Show me the money," to reveal up to 10 grand each Thursday. 800,000 in prizes is up for grabs. 40 winners each week. This October and November at Potawatomi, Milwaukee. When you're ready to win, just say, "Show me the money." More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
This Brewers Top Moment is presented by Network Health.
July 24th, 2023, with the Reds and Brewers in a race for the NL Central Division, former MVP Christian Yelich came up to bat in the bottom of the ninth inning in a tied ball game, and with a runner on second base, sent Cincinnati off with a loss.
Yelich bounces one to right. It's a base hit. Perkins around third. Here he comes. He'll score.
This Brewers Top Moment is presented by Network Health.
Hi, I'm John McGivern. If you're looking for a Medicare plan with freedom and flexibility, choose a Network Health Medicare Advantage plan. Plans start as low as $0 a month with $0 doctor visits and $0 prescription drugs, plus vision, hearing, and dental benefits. For 40 years, Network Health has been a trusted expert in making health insurance affordable and understandable. Don't wait. Call 833-7-NETWORK today.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's a meat fest in here right now. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, Chris Larson, us four on 94.5 ESPN. I know you got something to say, Brad.
I don't see any food on the table.
Boy, oh boy, the things I would love to do. If this was not FCC regulated radio, the things I would love to do with that.
All right, Brad, take it from here.
All right, so I've got great neighbors in my neighborhood, and a few of them and a few other outside the neighborhood started this thing called Meat Fest, where everybody who is so inclined and is talented at smoking meat and barbecue and all that kind of stuff.
That's what she said.
Very nice. Perfectly timed. You submit, you go, there's a pork category, there's a brisket category, there's a side category. So all these dudes that are super into cooking these different, I'm going to try to not say meat this whole time.
Come on, cooking what?
These dudes you guys are at the ends of your chair, just like waiting for me to say meat.
I'm hungry.
And I was hungry going into it.
Did you make anything, or are you just...
We made a dessert. Lexi made a dessert.
You didn't do anything. You just ate the meat.
I cast my vote. That was an important part of it.
Yeah, judging is important.
And I took each bite seriously, and I cast my vote for the best pork, brisket. And there were some brats on the side for fun. There was a ton of sides, so it was delicious. I ate so much. It was in our neighborhood, so I walked home. I woke up full. It was one of those things where it's like, I need to reevaluate my life because I just ate too much last night. But it got me thinking. Meat Fest was a blast, and I loved eating all of the meat. But I wonder if you
That's
guys
what she said.
Nice. If you could create a contest, a food contest, and you got to choose the cuisine, what would it be? Would it be meat? I know you guys would love to eat meat. So feel free to say meat, but if there's something else.
So, no, I'm very cautious when it comes to this because for the last 5 years, I've talked about all the things that I've made my girlfriend, and she tells me she loves them all. And then Josh and Greg just tell me like, oh, she's just making you feel good. I got a really good chili, and I brought it in. I brought it in for Greg, and he was like, "Oh, it's like a starter level chili. It's like a defensive lineman type chili. It's not a star." So I got chili. I got a note app that I share with my girlfriend of all different things that I love to do. The cast iron skillet steaks that I make, they're bomb, man.
Is this your thing?
I love to cook when I can. Yeah, so tomorrow for my birthday, I'm just cooking at home. Like I want to cook something that I know I'm going to enjoy. And so, again, I chose just something lame. I make really good guacamole. So, I mean, you choose the contest. I'll come in there all confident. I probably won't win, but I love this type of thing. So I make fun of you about Meat Fest, but can you invite me to the 5-0s for the Meat Fest?
What about oatmeal competition?
Oh, come on, man. Come on, Brad. Nobody want an oatmeal
I'm just
competition.
kidding,
No.
guys. But I would win it, though. I would win it if there was one.
Okay.
I'm going
if
to
we
make
don't
it for
have
you guys.
oatmeal
I'm going to make
this
it for you
week,
guys.
I quit.
It has to be this week. Why this week?
Wait a minute. Is it high in iron? Or fiber? Fiber.
Oh, yeah. Well, oatmeal is generally high in fiber.
Because I got to be very careful and time that out correctly because it's a long work day here. And I can't be sitting here.
4:45.
Yeah, 4. Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna disrupt your sensitive innards.
Nah, because I was told I have a sensitive palate in my stomach. I know my tummy, and so I'm not trying to eat no fiber-filled meal at 8 a.m. And then by the time we get here at 2 o'clock, I'm thinking about, oh my gosh.
For all my love of oatmeal, I wouldn't choose oatmeal for it. I do pizza and dessert. I mean, my two.
You know what I would do?
You make pizza?
No, I'm saying.
Oh, that's delicious.
I'm not
though.
saying what
Brick
I would
oven
make.
pizza.
But I'm saying you make your own pizza at home.
You can, yeah. I've actually done that before.
I've never enjoyed homemade pizza ever.
Ben, listen. You've never had the brick oven pizza, or you've never had when people outside.
Do you have a brick oven?
I do not, but I will. I will one day when I buy my nice old family home. I'm gonna have it. This is the one great thing about going to school in the suburbs. You get to experience certain stuff. 4th of July, about 4 years ago, I never forget. Everybody was excited about the brick oven pizza that we were gonna have in the backyard of Kruger's house. Shout out to the Krugers in Whitefish Bay. I didn't understand how good this thing was going to be, but everybody's waiting around, enjoying the 4th of July, and when that pizza came out and I got a chance to bite into that pizza, oh my goodness, it changed my life. Brick oven pizza is so good, delicious, nice and crispy. You make it yourself. It was delicious. So I'm a big fan of brick oven pizza, but my competition would be pasta.
So if you had to host a food competition to make, you're saying you would choose to make pasta.
It would be pasta, not no pasta salad. It'd be pasta, it'd be spaghetti, it'd be Alfredo, it'd be whatever.
You making this homemade pasta, or are you just grabbing the box?
No, I think whatever people choose to do. Me personally, I would probably, I would actually ask my lady to help me make some of the Alfredo sauce because she's very good at that. We'll make some homemade stuff, and we'll probably use the air fryer for some of it.
So it sounds like you're using your girlfriend to help.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a team effort.
I'm saying Kyle. If it was just Kyle and Kyle only, is it microwave something?
Microwave.
I could make some things. I could make some spaghetti, pasta. I could make some chicken Alfredo.
I ain't buying that for a second. He's just taking the noodles. And,
I'm not making the noodles fresh.
You think that at Meat Fest, they just bought packaged meats? No.
Yeah, they didn't go to the farmer, go get it fresh from the farmer. They went to Pick and Save and got the meat from Pick and Save and added spices to it.
No way. No way.
No, there's a whole level of preparation to it. I mean, I can't say they went and met the cow, shook the hand of the cow, and then did that whole thing. But there was the preparation time.
They got some Omaha steak.
Dude, people order cows. People order cows. I'm not even joking.
You get cows that have been massaged.
Is that what y'all doing out there? Is that the life you guys are living, where you're able to you find a cow that you get to see how massaged it was? They've been checking on it for the last year. They how long do these cows live? Calves live for actually, I do know a farmer that does sell meat. Actually, she does, or her family sells meat. She can tell you about meat. But how long are they looking for this cow? Is there a cow born today that's going to be in your belly in 2025?
Yeah, and you feed it only the best. You feed it organic stuff. Nothing that's been manipulated scientifically, only the best stuff. And, if they only get vegetables, their meat is a certain way compared to if they get other stuff. There's a whole science to it. I don't know it, but I just know it's a thing.
Is it sad that I'm now going to text my girlfriend and say, hey, if there was a competition, a food competition, which one of my great things would you choose for me to do?
I don't see. You don't even bring lunch here, so I'm confused about how somebody can be a great.
I'm shocked you're a great guy.
Yeah, I know.
I did not take you for that.
He buys lunch every single day. Every single day.
It's a hassle to make lunches and stuff.
What do you mean you cook dinner?
Yeah, but that's fun for me. It's a fun, it's almost therapeutic. When I'm making guacamole or cooking the pasta or whatever it is, I think cooking is therapeutic.
Okay, so what was your first meal that you made for your girlfriend then? That's your lead off, your go-to, can't disappoint. You remember what it was?
Well, I know it was my Benny's garlic roasted chicken.
Benny's garlic roasted chicken.
Don't even sound good. How long do you cook this chicken?
Shut the heck up.
Let me see a picture.
You have to put the garlic in the oven for 45 minutes.
Somebody on the plate. Let me see.
I'm done with you.
Don't No, you got to have a picture of it.
I will. I'll pull it up.
I want to see this chicken that you made that you ain't never. If it's so dang good, you should be eating it for lunch at least twice a month.
No.
What do you mean no?
It's a special occasion because it takes so long to make. I want to be in the right mindset.
What about it makes it long?
You got to cook. You have to put the garlic in the oven for 45 minutes, and then once
the garlic by itself in the oven.
Yes, you have to bake the garlic, and then you put it into a little cup, and then mix the garlic around with the fresh thyme and the salt, pepper, olive oil. That's how you bake it, and then trust me, this is a whole shebang.
Is this chicken breast or is this like chicken thighs?
Brian Balaga joins us next for a little crosstalk before the Homer Hour. Before that, I got to tell you about Cedar Ridge Distillery because these guys make me want to drink bourbon sometimes. The original 86 is the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for the third year in a row, and they're making a home here in Wisconsin. The Quintessential is one of the highest awarded single malts, American single malts to make that really, really true here. A top 8 whiskey by 2022 wine enthusiast. It's aged in non-climate control rick houses because you know why that's great, guys? Midwest weather exposes all of the whiskeys to temperature swings to over 100 degrees each year, which makes it a unique flavor profile that can't be achieved anywhere else. That's why Cedar Ridge, making a home here in Wisconsin, is awesome. Each bottle of Cedar Ridge whiskey offers that authentic Midwest craftsmanship. Learn more at cedarridgedistillery.com. Brian Balaga joins us next. We'll see what type of competition he could cook in next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
No. So you don't know what can is?
No, it's a cultural thing, but I'm not going to disrespect your culture. Me and Chris have our culture, and obviously you boys have your culture too.
You and Chris being a part of the same culture is not. That's the upset of the century right now.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football guy.
I would love to go out, put pads back on, and block 7th graders. Does that make me a raging psychopath?
Football guy.
You're 6'3", 275 pounds.
Yeah, I wish.
Not exactly the same weight class.
Coming at it from different views.
Like, I legit was thinking, boy, I could really help this team.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hey Brewers fans, our favorite season is here, October baseball. Now's the time to put your wallet in winning mode with Wintrust Community Bank's most popular checking account. Open a Total Access checking account today and score yourself a $300 bonus with qualifying activities. Think about all the extra brats that you'll get. Experience the playoffs and banking as it should be. Visit wintrust.com/Brewers October. Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. Different approach, better results. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Only $100 required to open. No minimum monthly balance or monthly maintenance fees. Member FDIC.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is October 15th. If your family is interested in becoming part of the CMH tradition, make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 15th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. As the only school awarded the Exemplary Award for Academic Excellence by the Archdiocese, find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty, learn about all the clubs and extracurricular activities. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Who makes insurance simple? That's easy. Delta Dental of Wisconsin. So if you ask, what company encourages you to use your benefits for regular preventive care? Or who provides quick service online or by phone? Which insurance offers access to the largest provider networks? Or who helps you save money when you need more than a checkup? The answer's the same. Definitely Delta Dental. For dental and vision insurance made simple, choose Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision today.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You gotta believe when I say, trust in me, 'cause I'll always be there.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman wrapping up here before the Homer Hour. And it's our pleasure to now be joined by former Packers right tackle, Brian Bulaga. And Iowa got it done, so I can't make fun of him on Saturday night. Welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Guys, how we doing this evening, afternoon, whatever we want to call it?
Doing fantastic. Now, we got to start here because Brad Nortman had a meat fest with all of his buddies out in the 5-0s. Yep. It sounds exactly like I explained it. No, they cooked a bunch of meat, smoked meats. Then he provided his tasting to be a judge. And if there was to be a food competition that you were to participate in, what would you be cooking?
Ooh, I would probably, if I was cooking personally, I'd probably have to do steak if I had to pick a food. Because all I do is really grill, right? Like steaks, burgers, chops, brats, dogs, all that. I don't do any, like, smoking meat and all that. That's not really my thing. Like, I don't do it too much. Like, if we do it, I mean, I hate to say it, but my wife normally ends up putting it on the Traeger. So, like, that's just the way it goes. I'm not really into it that much. But all the grilling, I have no problem with.
Yeah, but you just made it seem like it was going to just be like a steak. Like, are you doing something to this thing?
I mean, what needs to be done if,
all right, enough said.
If it's a good cut of
you
beef.
lost. Like, if I'm on the cast iron, I got some garlic in there. Once it's seared and then cooking, I put some butter in there. You can take the spoon, put the butter on top. Like, you can do a lot of things.
Oh, there's a lot of cooking here, huh?
I mean, you could do cast iron, I guess. I like more of the grill. I'm more of a sous vide and then grill guy. It's not really. I'm not really a cast iron guy. I just don't like it.
Brian, if you were purely a participant and a vote caster like I was in this competition, would that change then? Is there a certain cuisine you'd be like, okay, well, if I'm not making it, but I'm participating and tasting it, this would be the cuisine I'd want to have?
I mean, to be honest with you, pizza. I'd love to try a bunch of different pizzas, deep dish, thin crust, all different styles, and just kind of judge based off that. Like, brisket and all, that's all great stuff to try. I'm all for it. It's great. But like someone making a professional making pizzas, I'm all in on that.
Before we get to the Packers talk, two more questions.
We may not get there. It's okay.
The brick oven pizza. Have you had that pizza before, Brian?
Yeah, they do the brick oven at Rustique in Green Bay. That's
immaculate.
They do that there. It's fantastic.
I love how Kyle just discovered brick oven pizza
a couple years ago. It was the air fryer and that
it's been around for a minute.
I just discovered it. I'm sorry, I didn't have one in my backyard growing up. And then I guess my other question is this: trustworthy. I didn't even get to ask this. Do you trust other people to bring food in from their kitchen? Like, I don't really trust.
That's
people.
right. You're one of those weirdos.
Oh, really? People got cats. Here's the thing: what I learned.
Jeez,
Brian, you probably seen your wife in the kitchen or yourself. People like to lick the spoon and like to taste it off the spoon and put it back in the dish. Like, are y'all concerned about that or got cats walking around a house?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. If like we're having people over and like, oh, do you want us to bring anything? It's kind of like, oh, no, we got it. Don't worry. Like, we'll take care of everything. Like, you don't need to bring anything. Or if you do bring something, like bring cookies for the kids, or get something from Publix.
Gosh, you guys are such babies.
Going to restaurants,
live a little, right?
I knew I like Brian Bulaga.
He's got a good point.
Going to restaurants must be a form of torture. Then why would you?
You trust them?
Yes. I trust people that are hired to do this.
You don't even know these people.
Not Brad and Ben sitting there licking the spoon and then putting it back in because they think that it's at the right temperature to kill the germs. Absolutely not. I can't sue y'all. I can sue a restaurant.
Hey, man, that's their livelihood, too, at restaurants, right? Like, that's, bad word of mouth starts getting around. I mean, that hurts the business. If, you guys lick the spoon and bring it over and I get sick, I'm like, man, I didn't feel good. Yeah, you must have ate something bad earlier in the day. I feel great.
I'm having a hard time dissecting who to trust on this show right now. Kyle, just discovered a brick oven. Brad eats oatmeal every day for breakfast. Are you one of those guys, Brian, where you have the same breakfast every morning? I'm guessing you knew someone like that who was, regimented like Brad. I call him oatmeal because he literally eats the same oatmeal 9 times out of 10 days every morning.
Different variations, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I was playing and we'd go into the stadium, at Green Bay or wherever, I'd order probably the same egg order every time normally, but these days I don't eat too much breakfast. I normally don't eat breakfast unless it's the weekends and I'm out with the kids. And, in the morning you're getting the kids ready for school, getting them food, getting them packed up, getting ready to go. I just normally don't eat breakfast these days. But, I'd like to change up my order for breakfast nowadays. I definitely could not do oatmeal every day.
Not the way.
No way.
If you tried the way I made it.
If we ever get a special appearance, I'm saying for Brian too. If he makes an appearance up to Wisconsin,
I will make him my finest oatmeal.
You sound more eager to make it for him than you have for us. We've been hearing about it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's a special guest. You guys aren't. I'm with you every day.
All right, Brian Balaga with us here before the Homer Hour from 5 to 6. Brian, here's my big takeaway from Sunday. No Packers game. Sat on the command center in the basement. 3 TVs up, Sunday ticket, both local games, watched every game possible. There's not a lot of good teams in the NFL. There's just a lot of blah teams. I mean, there's some top-tier teams, and then there's a lot of blah. Don't you think the Packers just fit in that blah?
I think, obviously, if they would have made the game more competitive against Detroit, we'd be having a different story, right? But I feel like they're kind of just in the middle of the pack. But you're right, man. There's a lot of bad football.
Tampa just beat the crap out of the Saints. There's no really good team. Even the Chiefs haven't put it together.
The 49ers and the Cowboys. Those would be the 2 teams I would look at as are the really good
Still
teams.
The Eagles, though.
Yeah, the Eagles. I guess you could say they're 4-0, so you got to give them their credit. There's no doubt.
What's coming up with you in Home Slice? I know you almost wanted an emergency show.
Yeah, I don't think he's about that, but I think we're just going to talk ball, rehash this, hear from some people and what they want to go over about the game. I'm sure there's a lot of opinions, so I want to hear them.
Well, Brian, thanks for joining Crosstalk. Brian Balaga, Homer, on the Homer Hour. Coming up next, this has been Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Play us out, Chris.
We still have this issue along southbound 43, just south of Silver Spring. 43 is closed.